Welcome to the show. I did that thing again. I forgot to put myself on the screen. Sorry about the silence. I did the same thing last night. I'm so excited about what's going on here in terms of Rich being found not guilty or not charges dismissed. Excuse me. I'm misspeaking. I'm excited. His charges were dismissed for witness intimidation. I'm very excited. I was in the police report from the interview I did of Rich at the standout. And I got to say, I was a little bit nervous that they were going to try to call me as a witness on these charges. And what was so great about it is Rich just didn't even deny what he did. He's like, yeah, I did it. It's First Amendment. And he won. He won yesterday. A judge dismissed all the charges related to the felonies, the witness intimidation. The only charge he has right now is littering, which I suggested is what they should have just charged him from the beginning. So that's all Rich is facing right now. I'm waiting for Rich to show up. It looks like he is running late. I did message him. He said he was going to be here. Here he is. Rich Schiffer is here. Let's bring up let's give him a round of applause in the chat. Before we bring him up, let's give it up for the Duck King he lives in Stoughton, I believe, or his business is in Stoughton, but it's right on the line. We call him the Duck King of Norfolk County, the Duck King of Canton. Rich Schiffer, welcome back to the show.
Hey, how are you, Mike?
Good. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm just everything's funny.
Everything's ducky, as Dick Elbert used to say, right?
Everything's just ducky, man.
They got new names for you. They call you the Duck Daddy.
I am. My mother just called me. I was in the men's room, and I got my mother calling me, and I'm trying to get to the computer, and I'm trying to get on it, blah blah blah, and she's telling me about all the things she's hearing about me and reading about me and stuff. I go, thanks, Mama. I'll call you back, okay?
Hopefully she's watching it on here.
I can't. You know what? She's 83. She struggles enough with the Kindle. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I know I could give her my what do you call it, an iPad, and get her hooked up, but I'd be on the phone with her every single minute of the day because she's trying to do something.
Troubleshooting.
Yeah, sure. She's 82. She's awesome. My mother's a nut. I'm a nut because she's a nut.
I'm wearing my pearls tonight because I figure I might be clutching them tonight. Nurse Kim recommended it. In case you say anything, I won't interrupt you. I'll just be clutching pearls.
What do you mean? Say yes, Riaz?
Yeah, you know,
pussy?
I like to be a little uptight, so I'll clutch the pearls instead of.
No.
It's like a behavior. Yeah,
it's all good. I had a nice interview with.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I heard what you said on the Howie Carr show. I was like,
I try. I really do try not to, but I get excited.
I know. I like it though. It's it's fun.
I just him and I just laugh. All we do is laugh. When I talk to him, I can't even get a word in edgewise, and he can't. It's like I'm talking over him, he's talking over me, and then I'm laughing over him, he's laughing over. It's just
what fills your heart?
A joke. It's such a joke. It really. Brenda says that. What a joke. You know.
Yeah.
I just and now they moved up as you must have read it, but they moved up my trespassing. They heard and got rid of all the criminal charges and all that BS, which is, I mean, there's no evidence to anything. You know what I mean? I admitted to throwing out dollar bills and ducks. You know what I mean? I have my First Amendment right, freedom of speech, plain and simple. And nobody's taken away from me. You, Mike, you listen. You yourself have been, you're close to where I am, and probably age, and I know you're younger, but you've come a long way. You yourself, in all the things that you've been involved in your whole life, in speaking out and fighting for different rights for different things, and the cannabis thing, and now this and everything, all the other things that go along with it. You get it.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. The pressure from the state too, because I felt that. Like, one of the things I kept thinking about when they were pressuring me, it was like, I'm too old for this.
Yeah, no.
I'm supposed to be enjoying life. Like, I'm not supposed to be stressed out. Like, I've earned my money. I don't need to be stressing. What am I doing here? Do you think like that too? I mean, you must have. You're an older guy.
You know what? I'm 65 years old. Do I feel it? No. I honestly am 10 years younger in my brain. I really am. My whole thing, and I don't. I'm a healthy guy. I'm probably a little chubby than I want to be, but I'm healthy, and I don't take any type of medical drugs, anything. Nothing. And I've been working physically my whole life since I was 16 years old, at least, if not younger. I only can go back to my W-2s, I guess. But this whole thing has caught me off. I think I've got caught off guard of my own feelings, if that makes any damn sense at all.
Well, tell us about it. What do you mean by that?
I just, I never thought I'd ever step out of my own comfort zone. Like, I've always had a lot to say. My mom says, you've been talking since you come out. So, and I push back. I've been pushing back my whole life, but it's always been family. It's never been outside family. You know what I mean? And my kids are all grown and they're all like doing their own crap. And I don't have, I'm kind of alone with my dog, and I'm trying to find my way to my retirement. And this whole thing just struck me in my soul, as I've said before. And so, like I said, I had to come out with something to do, and the ducks are the thing, and, the money and the ducks. And that was all quiet. I was the only one that knew it. I never told anybody of my idea, anything. I mean, I talked about it, but I never told anybody anything. I just did it, because I don't involve people. And I own it. As we talked about on our standout that night, that day, actually, in the Canton Police Department. But yesterday was a great day. The judge saw it. I could feel it in the courtroom. I could feel it from him. I could just feel it was just right. He believes in the First Amendment and a Constitution. That's the type of judges we need on this board. I don't give a crap if they're Republican or Democrat or a monkey.
Yeah, I don't care either. I have no idea what Judge Walsh is. All I know is he's a good judge at this point. That's it. That's all that matters.
Yes, and he doesn't want this crap in his. What's this in there? Who wants this in their courtroom? Because it really is crap.
Yeah,
and I think I'm convinced that I'm probably going to be the last guy they're going to push on any of this crap. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope so. It seems like it's crumbling today. Today, something came out against one of the witnesses against Aiden. She just got a HPO filed against her for violent threats that she made.
Which Amy?
Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay.
Lindsay just got a HPO filed against her.
Yeah,
today.
I saw that they said looking for her or something. I don't know.
Did you hear the audio that she left?
No.
Oh, she threatened to unalive someone's kids.
Somebody we know.
I'm not too familiar with the person she was talking to, but
yeah,
apparently there was a disagreement happening, and it got leaked today.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
all that stuff that's Turtle Boy stuff, right? You're talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't really listen to much. But to me, it's what? It's not important to me. Like, you know what I mean? That stuff's not the important stuff. It's important stuff is getting Karen Reed freed.
I come at a different place because I'm a journalist, and they've threatened me this year, and it's not the first time. Like, even before the Karen Reed stuff, Grant Smith Ellis filed a criminal complaint against me for witness intimidation for simply posting a video about an incident that happened and commenting on it. So, like, to me, this has happened twice now where I've had threats of, witness intimidation for just doing what I do here. So. For me, Turtle Boy means everything. It means everything because this law has to go. And just today, which I was so excited about because of what happened with you.
Yeah.
One of the state reps, Nick Baldega, He said, this
Where's
is what
he
he
from?
said about it. He said, something's rotten in Massachusetts, a 6-month multi-jurisdiction investigation into what? Rubber duckies. Are they kidding? This is some next level quackery that has shed light on how the Commonwealth witness intimidation statute is regularly being weaponized to chill free speech. It goes on, but basically what he ends up saying is more needs to be done, and the statute needs a complete overhaul. It sounds like he's going to file a bill. He says, DM me if you're interested in getting involved. And he tagged a bunch of us, including Dr. Turtleboy, Tim Bradle. He also tagged Howie Carr Show. He tagged Attorney Betterow as well, who was just in the chat commenting,
he's
saying
right here.
congratulations to you. And if Betterow's still listening, we need to get him back on the show. Everyone's like having Joneses to get him back on any YouTube show. I hope it's mine.
Who, Tim?
Betterow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Betterow. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think you might have lost him for a while. Yeah, that's all. But
Well, he's a man in high demand. He's got court cases, and every other show wants him. I don't want to lean on my friendship too much with him, you know.
Yeah, his whole personality and his whole
good.
being is so calming to me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. He just speaks from his. It's obviously speaks from his smarts. I mean, you know what I mean. The guy's brilliant.
Yes.
And I would, Tim Bradle as friends of mine that were there yesterday, actual friend, besides outside of the group, and my bookkeeper actually, she got a hold of Bradle and she didn't let him go. She's like all up in his asking this and that and everything else. And he's phenomenal. I stood there and I'm like, just like happy as a clam in court. I wanted my day there. I want my day there. You know what? This comes up again. Somebody else having a problem with this. I'm going to be there. I'm not taking this BS anymore. We have to protect our constitutional rights. We lose this number one, freedom of speech. The rest of it just goes in the fire.
Yeah. That's why, to me, Rich, you're a hero.
I appreciate that. I don't feel like
as a journalist, as someone who does a show like this, I get so many threats from people, and now to know that law enforcement can start threatening us with these witness intimidation, and I've seen it happen now, like I said, a couple times just to me, and I'm not even that aggressive. You know what I mean? So what you did is hero shit, because you stood up to them. And you said, I'm not going to weasel out. I did it, and I'm going on the First Amendment, and I'm challenging the law. And this sends a message, I think, to a lot of them out there that you can't win these cases. You're not going to win so easily. So I really, you're a hero to me that you stood up and won this.
That Judge Walsh right here, man.
And at the bottom, he
the
even
best part is the bottom, Mike.
Yeah.
It's like it was
you
like
want to read that?
It was like the sun shining just on Canton.
Yeah, seriously.
It really told him, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep this crap out of my courtroom. And,
I mean, they treated you like you were like a cartel member, like you were Al Qaeda. They were following you around.
Well, that's why I get the stupid duck king. The duck, whatever, kingpin, whatever. I don't know. I don't feel like much of a hero. I really don't. I know what I'm doing. I know how I feel inside as a person, as a human being, and how this affects me. But I don't feel like any hero. You know what? All I really want is support with it. You know what I mean? I want support. Unfortunately, my children are a little confused over it. I just want support. And if the best thing in my life is the five of them to walk in my house and tell me that you love me for what a hero I am.
That's what I'm
for
saying.
Them, not the world.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I probably, die wishing for that. But it is what it is. But I feel great. I do feel great about yesterday. We could talk about a little phone call I got this morning. It was really childish, if you ask me. It was the most childish phone call I ever got from somebody I would never expected to, that I've known for 45 years.
Do you want to talk about that? Do you think we should play the video, or do you think we should talk about it for her? What do you think?
I don't know. It'll be really, I mean, I didn't really mean it in a bad way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess it came
I
out.
don't even remember it. I was
I
like, when did you
remember it.
say that? And then you told me. I'm like, I've played that video like 3 times. I don't even remember you
I
saying
know. I
anything.
mean, it was just it was off the cuff kind of.
Yeah.
You would ask me if I had an attorney.
Oh, that's right.
And I carried
That's
it
right.
through
Yep.
to Jen McCabe. And then I said, throw the video up there if you got it set up. If you have it set up, I mean, I don't know if you do. We did talk about it, but
I think I do. Let me look. You know, the problem is it will take a while to find where it's in the video. Why don't we just talk about it? I could play it at the end.
Okay,
we'll do that. It'll be easier.
So this morning I'm sitting at breakfast and it's funny because I saw this person about 3 months ago in his parking lot. I pulled in his parking lot, talked to him. I consider myself friends with everybody. I'm not against anybody. You know what I mean? They like all you guys, all whatever going on, it's going on. It's none of my business. You know what I mean? And I like everybody, and some I like a little more than others. We talk about whatever. So, you know, I listen to some people, but the thing is, like I said, a couple months ago, longer, probably the summer, I stopped and I talked to him just because I saw him because he has a specific number plate. So I got to his office before him, so I'm sitting there waiting right next to where I know he parks at his office. And we're just chatting, you know, having a good old talk about our family and stuff. I says, well, take care, and blah, blah, blah. We didn't talk about, this is after I knew that it was after he told Turtle Boy he solved the Karen Reed case. He proved her innocent. Do you remember that, Mike? Remember this guy saying this? So I pick up the phone at breakfast, and all I hear is this crackling and all the swearing and everything. And I go, who is this? He said, Kevin Reddington. What's going on, Kevin? He says, you're a mother, blah, blah. Every swear in the book. I'm like, whoa.
What time in the morning was this?
This is it. Oh, it wasn't more. Well, yeah, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay.
You know, I have breakfast on 10 o'clock. And I'm sitting at I picked it up because he had called my office, and the office bumped the call to me, to my phone. So I have to pick that up. I see that I pick it up. So, because I wouldn't normally pick it up, normally not. But if his name come up, I might have anyways, because he is in my phone. And so he starts going off on me. And I'm going, what are you talking, you mother? Telling on, he said TV, he didn't say you. He said on TV show, like, and he has an issue with TV today, I found out, with him and Meredith and all the fake, all that stuff.
The FOIA,
yeah, whatever that was. So now I know why he came after me, because that stuff was in his brain. He says, you know, I'm going to come after Schiffer now. Like, whatever, dude. You act like a 14-year-old. So he starts screaming at me, and I'm going, whoa. He says, I hear him say about Jack, you know, you said on Turtle Boy Live, you're telling me that Jack McClone is your attorney, and that I refused to take McCabe, and she ended up with me, and you're telling him that I take any piece of shit as long as I get paid. I go, well, you know, I kind of know seen a lot of your clients that are really kind of pieces of shit. I'm sorry, Kevin. I love you, buddy. I really do love you. I mean, you're a good shit, but you're wrong, dude. I says, I wasn't trying to hurt you or your business. All I'm saying is you defend a lot of pieces of crap. You have over the years. And listen, you don't think we all know it? And you got one right now, and that's what I was referring to, really. It wasn't referring to literally dog crap. You know what I mean? I was referring to your client.
What did he say when you said that?
Well, I'm trying to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he's screaming at me. He didn't hear me. He's screaming at me. It just didn't stop, and he hung up. He hung up on me.
That's a criminal defense attorney in Massachusetts.
Right.
Kevin Reddington called you because
I have a phone call right now to the Mass Bar Association, and I'm getting him investigated in 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
I know.
I could get him investigated for his harassment towards me. Talk about harassment. Why don't you act like a man? We've been friends for 45 years. Come in my office or call me to your office. I'll come down there. I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, as you know already, Kevin, this is where I'm just talking to him now.
Yeah.
You know, I have nothing to hide. You could look me in the eye and ask me the question. I would have told you exactly how that all came up. Maybe it came out wrong. I'm sorry. But you know what? The gist of the story is the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's unbelievable.
I think a lot of things are going on. I think that thing with Turtle Boy and the fake somebody
but that's nothing. You could put Mickey Mouse in that. It doesn't matter.
I know that.
Is irrelevant.
But he's blaming them too.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't even know. I don't, like I said, I get repeats. It doesn't, if it's not relevant.
I just can't believe he called you the day after you get acquitted on the witness intimidation charges.
Well, I'm thinking he's congratulating me, even though he's part of this. You know what I'm saying? I thought he was going to congratulate.
That's pretty unprofessional to be calling somebody like. Because you said something offhand on a live in the street interview, something that you weren't even prepared for. It wasn't like you sat there and said, "Oh, I'm gonna come up with a screen against Kevin when I'm on Mike's show next week." No, I just walked up on you and we just started talking. Like that was live. It wasn't planned. It's like, Kevin, chill the F out.
I haven't watched it since the first time. I don't need to watch these things over again. You guys do because you refer back to them. I get that.
Well, I play it because of what happened with you.
You have to refer back. I told you
because we ended up in the police report over that interview we did with you. It's just crazy.
If you were in the room in the courtroom, man, the feeling in the courtroom was like I was at a campfire. It felt that way. I can't really explain it. Yeah, it was. I was comfortable. I'm confident in my stance here. You know what I mean?
You could feel that. You were very genuine about it.
I have nothing to hide. I'm not a loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a business guy that worked his ass since he was 16 on a W-2, but really I've been working since I was 8. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like probably yourself. You know, a lot of us guys, we work because our parents had nothing. You know, we try to help ourselves. But, you know, I don't know. It's just ridiculous. I don't know where the littering thing's going, but we got some case law with that. He had 3 pages of case law that he gave me, that when he gave me the 14-page narrative for my thing. 3 pages. He didn't even mention them in court. He said, I'm not going to mention them in court. Your Honor, you already read them, basically what he said. 3 pages of case law with this intimidation crap. And now we got plenty of case law with the littering thing. Plenty of it. It's like this most. You wouldn't believe some of the ridiculous thing. This is one I heard. I don't know if you heard this story, but a guy in Attleboro took some trash, went in the mayor's office, and dumped it on his desk. They got up for littering. That's what I mean. Don't take it for solid because I don't know the whole story, but that's a gist of the story like somebody told me today, and I read a little bit of it, and I passed it on to Ken. But I don't know. You have anything to ask me?
These are the cases that come up.
Yeah.
I got a comment here I want to address very quickly.
Sure.
From Toe Beans, who I think I should send Toe Beans some pearls because I think he's clutching pearls right now. I think he needs some pearls to clutch. Maybe Miss Kim can hook up Toe Beans, number one. Yeah. But Toe Beans says, people claiming to be journalists with no accreditation is a joke. Turtle Boy's written English is appalling. It's funny you mentioned Turtle Boy because Turtle Boy is actually accredited by Norfolk County, by the courts. He's an accredited journalist to get in. I'm not because I haven't applied. I don't even really consider myself much of a journalist anymore. Mostly I'm just a talk show host. I don't try to break stories anymore, but I used to quite a bit when I was writing for Dick Boston for 10 years. And I'll say for myself, all I ever needed is like, when the Boston Globe calls you a journalist, when they cite your work, when 100 media outlets call you because you broke the story of a 27-year-old cannabis worker's death, and all the other journalists treat you like you're a journalist. I think you're a journalist. That would be my case. And I'll say for Turtle Boy, I don't think he needs any accreditation when he broke some of the biggest police corruption stories, not just in the state, in the nation. Like Troopergate, for instance, was one of the biggest stories, and it went everywhere. It went to Boston. It if you look at the what Troopergate was, it was about payroll fraud. It was basically about cops, fudging overtime, not working details that they
Oh, this
claim.
has like been going on for the past 5 years.
And he's the one who first like really dug into that, and then the
That's-
Globe dug into it, and everybody else. So, I mean, if you're breaking stories, you're a journalist. I mean, that's it. You don't need to be accredited. If you're breaking stories that no one else is breaking, you're doing journalism.
If I'm digging fence post holes, I'm a
yeah.
Right.
And I'll add to myself, I won awards too. Like I won twice actually. Cannabis industry, best podcast and best news source outlet. Like, so obviously
I talked to quite a few people about if they watch you and stuff. And if they know you from that thing, because a friend of mine opened up one of the first ones in Brockton.
Which one?
Medical
Good Health.
Oh, yeah,
in Good Health. Yeah.
Doug. You know Doug?
Who is it?
Doug.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I think I know of him.
No,
I know some people who used to work with him. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, Waxman.
No, I don't even want to say it in case I'm wrong, because then someone will correct me later. Memory sometimes, but I think I know some people.
There's a few. He at first he was with a couple people. Then he was with, but they all come from Colorado to help him out. I mean, when they built the grow down in Taunton, right? And I did all the fence work there. I met the 4 owners, and they were from Colorado, young guys, in the mid-30s maybe. They all handed me their card, and I met all of them, and they were the business partners. But the company I did all the work for, as a contract I worked for out of Raynham, they owned the building, they did all the build out, and they were the ones with funding this thing. So, but the guy he has no interest. They bought it out from him, so, which was a good thing. Sometimes I think there's going to be some liability to some of that stuff later. I don't know. Just thought.
We got a question. Did the sticker company get notified of the win? And they want to know. They think you should be the brand ambassador for the sticker company.
The funny part about it, the guy's name was not Ryan. It's Adam. Adam, and I called him. Yeah, when I ordered my stickers the second time, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
So I called him, and they passed me over to his voicemail. I said, "Hey, Adam, this is Rich Schiffer. I bought stickers off you, and I heard you got a phone call from the Canton Mass Police Department with a warrant and stuff and that." I says, "Just my opinion. If you want to talk to me, we could chat. I could tell you what's going on up in this neck of the woods." That's all I said. I just saw somebody ask me something there. What was that? That's nothing. Anyways, but he never called me back. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm just that jokester of a guy that I just want to have another laugh with somebody else, so.
Got another comment about journalism. Says journalists that work for corporations have editors for a reason. I used to have an editor. I loved it. It was great. It's one of the best things ever. But it's true. Like that's one of the things that journalism has changed. A lot more happens on these YouTube shows, and it's just the way of the world. Like radio and print publications, both of those industries are dead. Like a lot of journalists are leaving places like the Globe or GBH or whatnot, and they're either doing a Substack or a podcast or a live streaming YouTube show. I mean, that's just the way of the world, unfortunately. And it does suck because we don't have editors. It's true. It's like we also don't have legal protection. I actually pay for a liability insurance policy. Who knows how much protection that really is, actually. But I mean, most of us don't even have that. Like, most of us don't have any editors. We don't have any legal protection. We don't have any legal team. But like, even when I worked for the print publication that was just fly by night, they at least had a lawyer there. You know what I mean? Someone that could. So it's just, that's the way of the world now.
I mean, in a lot of these the YouTube channels that I'm watching, a lot of people are being a lot more cautious these days because of the temperature out here. Obviously I'm fighting for you guys probably more than anybody. I'm putting the whole public in it but I understand what I fought for yesterday, what it means to you, Mike, in your group of podcasts. My son's a podcast. Podcast people. They're not in our YouTube channels. You lose your First right. You won't have that. They're already destroyed national news. That's not even credible. You
and
can't
local
even,
news. There's no
local,
like all the every town used to have a newspaper. Some of them had two, and like local small towns.
Yeah.
And now, like my town actually has a newspaper, but if you open it up, it's mostly like state stories. It's like they don't actually even cover the local shit anymore. It's just like the state newswire stories. I mean, there aren't really as many paid jobs anymore in journalism.
This thing right here is pushed. This thing right here is made the news travel fast.
Exactly.
So that's slowed down. They've got through this faster than they got it on the television.
Right. I mean, look. The other night I did a breakdown on what happened at the Canton the Canton select board meeting about what Chief Rafferty said and what she was asking for. I went through, what yeah. I did the whole review, right? Then 2 days later, you could read my review, which I didn't write actually, in the Boston Herald. And it's not like it's what I'm saying is they basically wrote the same story that I reported 2 days earlier. Right. Like, so, I mean, and it's nothing wrong with the Herald. I was so glad they actually put it in print and covered it and wrote it up and all that. Great job on the Boston Herald. Yeah. But it takes them 2 days to get it out to the people who were still reading, the newspaper.
Boston.com, I never got a chance to call them back. I was a little wishy-washy about calling people. I don't know. I got a message from some woman today who wants to talk to me, and then she wants to talk to Karen. I'm like, I don't have that connection to Karen. I have nothing to Karen. You know what I mean? But she left this really weird message. I mean, I could let you listen. I'm not going to do it here, but
send. You know what you do? You send them to me, and I'll tell you if they're people you should talk to.
I've dealt
with so many journalists. I could suss them
out
very
journalist.
quickly.
She knows something, and I feel she knows something.
Yeah,
she's talking about the state police, and she's saying the Albert brothers are all should be in court for this. I mean, listen, that ain't
I get
that's nothing new.
I get thousands of them. I just
exactly. So I just ignore. You know what I mean? Like I said, I ignore it. I mean, I have nothing to say to you. You know what I mean? I really don't have anything for you.
So you on the Howie Carr show, one of the things I heard you say is if you had anything to say to Morrissey, I want to know if you have anything to say to Helena Rafferty and the Canton police who investigated you. What would you say to them right now?
I'm not upset with the Canton police. I'm a blue supporter. I'm not upset with them. I just say to myself, what is hey, Walter, I love you, buddy. She's a different story. And for me to start talking about her, this show is going to go off the rails.
I could clutch my pearls. That's all right. Go ahead.
I don't have none. So I have no issue with Tim Taylor. I think the other one, Ted Lee, and the other one that was involved in this I don't know. I think they're under stress. I think I see it in them. I mean, he couldn't pick his head up. He couldn't. Everybody in the courtroom saw it. That the Canton prosecutor didn't even lift his head in the courtroom. He just looked down the whole time. That's what you got. That's what you got. So I got a bunch of things I could say to what your question is. That's what you got as a prosecutor, a guy that can't stand tall and do his job. How's he?
Really?
So that's my impression of him and his experience with him. And they lied to me when they come to the house. I got a card, and guy says Tim Taylor gives me the other guy's Canton police card, whatever. I caught him in a couple of things, whatever. It didn't matter. Helena Rafferty's got to go. Bye-bye. Helena Rafferty is the worst. I'm not even going to call a police officer. I'm going to make it more that she's no boss. She does not know what she's doing. She's way out of her element. way out of it. I don't know what she did as an officer to get to where she is, because there's so many other police officers in that department that could have been in her shoes. And Tommy Keller is he's a good cop. I like Tommy. I knew his father. I like him. I have no problems with him. If I don't have a problem with him, I call him a good cop. If I have a problem with him, and I think I was wronged, I have an issue with it. I was wronged by Helena because she didn't like what I said in your podcast, which I think it might have got cut out. And I'm not so sure. I mean, that interview that day with Sam.
Yeah, you notice they chose what to include and what not to include. They didn't. They only used the stuff that made them look good.
Oh yeah, but when I said the people in the building there, I know all of them, and I know their families, and I know everything about them. And I think I said something derogatory about her, and it's not a nice thing. It's just I don't like her. I remember, I told you the story when I was 10 years old, when her father pulled my father over in the middle of the night, and I'm in the little truck with him, and I'm crying because he slammed my father up against the truck.
Right.
That was her father. And you know what? And I'm not holding that against her. I hold it the lack of discipline she shows her employees, the lack of respect that she does not show to the town of Canton. She's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's my issue with her. Like, she bullied Kathleen Howley at the diversity, equity, inclusion meeting.
I've been watching it all.
And when she came to the select board, and she basically bullied George Como for running the Canton Confidential group.
Yep.
And she also bullied someone that was on the FinCom committee, I believe, just because she didn't like what they were doing. And it's like, you're a bully. Like, people, it's funny because you mentioned Kelleher. I've said this a million times. I went to college with Kelleher. Yeah. I liked him. I always thought he was a good kid.
My point.
I don't see him doing that. That's why I give him a pass, because I look at actions. Like, people can point at the solo cops and all that stuff, but I don't know. He's been really silent. I always wonder if he's maybe not talking to the feds. Who knows? Well, wishful thinking on my part. I want someone that I like to do well, but with her, you could see, she's done shit on camera that you see that you're just like, she's a bully.
She's a bully, and the vice selectmen sit there. Oh, hi, Alina.
Yeah.
You want to drive me?
Hi, Chief Property.
That sounds like a good idea. How much can we make on it? Well, I don't know how much we can make renting it out to other police officers, but there's a market for it. She hasn't even done any investigation. She had nothing to show. You want to sell somebody something, right?
Yeah.
You bring in your stuff. She had nothing to show on that. To me, Mike, all the stuff she asked for is a distraction to make people talk about her in that way instead of talking about her as she is,
right?
Who she is, what she's about. She's no leader. There you go. Period. She's far from a leader. She's the end of the friggin' rat's tail. That's where she is. She's no leader. And I don't care. I know she hears this stuff. They all watch it. Everybody's watching it. And you know what? I don't care. It's the truth. It's the truth. And 80% of your police force don't want to be there. 80% of them. You know what? What I say in the world of Chief Rafferty's, be a Chief McNamara from Stoughton, a chief that's doing something, making a change. That I've been around. I knew one of the chiefs and police in Stoughton were a piece of crap back when I was 12 years old. He's sending his cops out to do his dirty work, and it was so public. And that, you know what? The thing is, Stoughton got all the bad rap. Why Canton's getting away with murder? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just don't think she's a leader. And the selectmen are nothing but pussies. Every single one of them. I mean, I know one of them is a really good guy. Lives near Dennis. And he's a really good guy. He's with
Who's
us.
that?
John Court.
Oh, McCourt.
Yeah.
I think he's the best of the guys there, but I feel like he's not strong enough. He doesn't speak up enough.
I think he
goes along with it. I don't know what his deal is.
Yeah,
he seems like the least slimy I've
he's
been
here
on the board.
Well, I think he's there. He's not there for the rhetoric or anything. He's there for the business end of it.
Yeah.
He wants to get the Canton business done and done. You know what I mean? That's what he's there for. He don't want to waste his Tuesday nights or Thursday nights, whatever night they do it, up there at the town hall, listening to all his people that voted for him complain about him and the board. I mean, they only have this. It's a very simple thing to do to start straightening that town out. Is get Baldy off the board. Get him off the board. Get him out of there. Stop. You're just showing how much you protect this family. They're not worthy of protecting. You know, they're not the Howard Johnson's family. You know what I'm saying? They're not worth protecting because they'll be the first ones to stab you in the back and throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
It's all gonna come out. It's all gonna come out that way. You're gonna see them all battling with each other. I have my opinions about some of what the women are doing, and you know, I don't want to say it because it's really, you know, I don't have receipts, you know, and the ones that have been married to all these McAlberts, they don't know where to go, you know, where they go, where can they go, where could like Nicole go to get away from all of it, right? I said this in the beginning. Matt McCabe's best friends with Kevin Reddington's daughter's fiance. So I says, Matt, take your 3 daughters or 4 daughters, whatever it is, and get them out of here. Get out of here. Get away from her. Get away from her. If you don't want to testify against her, don't divorce her, but get the hell away from her. I says, get out of this. He could have stepped right away from this, but he didn't. He just said the man didn't go in the house. You know, stuff like that. You're an idiot. You know, and KR, he knows that she's guilty. I mean, it's already been proven in the first trial that she's guilty of doing that text. And nobody wants to believe it. They don't want to believe she did that, and they don't want to believe this and the other thing. I don't care what they want to believe. I know it's the truth. I know. I mean, it makes so much, fills in the blanks. All the blanks and all the parts that I couldn't understand when this first came out, it all filled in.
Yeah.
As it did for everybody, right?
Yeah. I mean, just listening to the audio of the 911 call too with Jen.
It's so calm and collected, like it's.
It wasn't Officer O'Keefe. It wasn't my good friend. It was a man. It was just we found a man or some shit like that. It was like disassociative. Like that shows right there. Yeah, there's something not right there. Cognitive.
It's like it was just gone. There was
just just like what you mentioned too with the Matt too with the, you know, telling the guy it wasn't our friend John didn't come in the house or Officer Keefe didn't come. It's tell them the guy didn't come in the house. It's just like kind of distancing ourselves. We really don't know that guy.
So,
weird.
Mike, what do you think?
Karen never did that. Karen was freaking the F out.
Right. So what do you think that is, though? Well, I know it's this association because
that's what people get. That's what. Look. When people are sociopathic, that's what they do to their victims.
So when I just talked about yes, yeah,
they don't want to. They don't show sympathy. It's your fault.
No, but I heard this guy was shaking in his boots when they got him in the donut shop. The guy that killed the CEO.
Oh,
they said they were coming up on him. He was shaking like really bad.
Yeah,
when they got him. And I'm so glad the kid on the train got off. Oh my God Almighty!
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The one that I don't know. I can't think of his name. I just I get.
Oh, you're talking about Penny?
Penny. Yeah. I mean,
I could see both sides of that. I mean, the kid is an idiot. I'm sorry, Daniel Penny. A lot of you guys are like making him out to be a hero. He's a moron. He's a moron. Like I was a wrestler. You don't just choke someone out. You don't do that.
He didn't know what he was doing.
He's an idiot. Like so I feel like he should have some liability because he stood up and he didn't know what he was doing. Like, you know, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do that shit. Like I would have had the guy by his arm.
Yeah.
And done the headlock so he wouldn't have been choked out. I mean, it's a very simple thing to do to hold someone down.
It is, but you know what? People don't know that. People don't.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and not paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, not seeing it. People just don't know. They only figure they want to make them, you know, not be able to move or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
But
just
I don't think he did
I
intentionally.
don't think he
I think
deserved
they
it.
overcharged and yeah, then they went down. I didn't even really follow it that much, honestly. I just saw the video and I was just like, this guy's an idiot. Like, what is he doing?
I could see him being charged. I don't know what he was charged for, but I could see him being charged.
I think they overcharged him. I saw better, I just follow what Betterow posts too on it because Betterow is, he's paying attention.
Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. I said he should.
I just saw the video. That's all I know from the video. I just look at it because I used to be a bouncer. There was a few times where it's funny. The cops came at this one guy, took like a couple swings at me, and I got the cops, and the cops are like, you could have hit him. And I'm like, yeah, but don't you think it's better not to? Isn't that the idea? Nobody gets hurt.
That's
I locked them out and nobody got hurt. It was perfect. I mean, I remember another kid when I was younger, he had a nutcase. He came at me and I threw him up in the air and I had him and I was holding him and he was like, let me go. And I'm like, no, not until you just stop, until you admit that you're not going to come at me again. And he didn't get hurt. You know what I mean? And it's honestly, I'm so glad that happened because a little later that kid actually had a horrible accident and he's not around anymore. So it's like, stuff like that. You try, if you're trained, you try not to hurt people.
I don't know. I've never been after anybody or try to hurt anybody.
No.
I mean, I told the story last time about probably the only fight I was in with the kid who tormented me when I first moved to Easton because I finished high school in Easton. And this kid on the bus, 4 doors up from me, taunting me, pushed me when I was walking off the bus, and I turned around and I don't know where it came from, but I put his nose over here somewhere.
See, that's the thing. Gotta be careful.
I know.
That's why I don't throw punches.
Today, today,
one punch can totally take someone out.
Oh yeah, I got punched in the stomach once, right in the sternum. Like I was just like, I thought I was gonna die.
Yeah, and all it takes is two in the punch, and usually it isn't even the punch that gets them. It's that they go unconscious and then they hit the head on the cement. And that the head on the cement is where.
Oh yeah,
And you wonder if maybe that's what happened to John, right?
Yeah, well, I've talked about this over and over, and right at the get-go, one of the first things I heard out of the gate after I started to listen to everything, and after this was brought out, first thing I heard is I knew who took the floor up. I heard that where it went, and people discredit it. The people that took the floor up told a very best friend of mine. They work together. Where the floor is. They told me, and they also said about the stair tread. The stair tread being broken, they had to replace the stair tread too. So to me, that's the first thing I thought about, right? Because your head's round. It was right in the middle, right? Well, oval, but it was right in the middle. So it was a direct hit. It would have been a direct hit against a stair tread.
Yep.
And obviously, it looks more like the thing that holds a long bar.
Yeah, it could be a bunch of things.
One of
the ex-cops, I'm trying to think which one. Oh, the maybe it was, no, I know. I think it was Melody Little's mod, who's an ex-cop. He talked about, he thought it was the back of a flashlight, maybe something like that.
Yeah, but
could be a bunch of different things.
It really could have been. I think it was a punch, and he went back, and that's how it happened.
Yeah, I could have hit his head.
The other option is somebody, in his youth, took and hit him with something.
Yeah,
in the back, because he wanted. Because the thing I'm going to tell you right now, and I think you're going to agree with. Most people will agree to this. This is over in 3 minutes.
Totally.
This started and finished within.
Oh yeah.
Within 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, probably less than that. I mean? Like you said, 2 or 3 minutes, it's over.
Because if you look how tight
that's how long something like that takes. It's just
that's all
minutes. Yeah.
That's it. And if you look at all the timelines that everybody's put out, especially like the 13th year, she's great with the Brandy, but you put all the timelines, they're so tight. All the timelines are so tight. And we know some are lying, but they're not lying by hours. They're lying by minutes. You know what I mean? Or like when this one came in the house, when this one come home, when this one left the house, when this one came in the house, all that. The timeline is just so tight that this thing went down fast. I hear stuff all the time that I don't really get I don't have receipts to them, so it's hard for me to say. I could talk to you offline or next to you having coffee at breakfast on, how I feel and my opinions are. But I can't make it public because I don't want the BS that, because then I would deserve it, in my opinion. You know what I mean? If I'm talking out my butt.
Absolutely.
I don't want to talk out my butt, but I can. Credible people come to me and say things, and I got a lot of information this week on back history with this Craig Casey.
That's an interesting one.
I don't know how much you know, Mike. But
I do quite a bit, actually.
Do you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I know someone who knew him.
Oh, okay, me too.
One of our mods here, yeah.
Yeah, maybe she's listening to me. Maybe it's the same one.
Probably.
But she filled me in a lot of stuff I didn't know. Because
it's a weird one.
What's that?
It's such a strange one. They did.
It is a strange.
Body and
it's a very strange one. It's a very strange one.
Call, yeah.
But what I heard today, there's more characters involved.
Well, what?
More people involved than just a couple. There was like 5 people involved in it. And Berkowitz is involved. You know that part of it?
No.
Oh, okay. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, maybe we'll talk about
that. Because I don't have receipts. I'm just.
Well, you mentioned 2 names. I definitely want to see. I would love to see them on the stand. Berkowitz and Kelleher. I'd like to see them brought.
They're not going to wheel Berkowitz's bed in there.
I would love to see them on the stand because they're like the ones that we haven't heard from and that I feel like know a lot. So I would love to see those guys on the stand on the second trial.
How long was he a chief in Canton?
Berkowitz?
Yeah.
Forever. Decades. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I think it was like forever.
The stupidest thing he ever did in his whole career was go find a piece of red taillight. That was the stupidest thing he ever did in his whole career.
Well, there was another thing connected to that was stupid too. He called a reporter.
Oh, yes.
And gave him shit and said, why did you put Brian Albert's name in this story?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Both of those things were very
stupid. Those two things right there alone. Yeah. I mean, but, I could see him calling the reporter, though, over driving by and find a piece of tail. Like, give me a break. What are you in? You just include yourself into something here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. You heard what I said about Morrissey, right? When I was asked about that.
No, I heard some of it. Why did you?
He said, Howie said to me, he says, what would you say to me, Paul? I said, just lose some weight because they don't like fatties in gym.
In jail.
In jail. Whatever I said.
You're going to have to start doing some push-ups, man. We could teach him a few things.
He'll have a heart attack on the way in.
Jumping jacks help. Do some jumping jacks, man.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Get that cardio going.
I know. It's just crazy, Mike. I just want it all to end for everybody. I want to see I love Canton bumper stickers on everybody's car. That's what I want to see. I want I Heart Canton stickers on everybody's car. This is more about, obviously, that part of it. It's about Canton with me and John. It's a big thing. A big thing that got me, obviously, was John. The injuries and what they did, how he was left and all that stuff. And you know what? I don't care what they can badmouth Karen Reed all they want. I don't know the woman at all from anything. And she's being wrongly done here. And it's obvious she doesn't have it in her, even in her being to hurt anybody. Yeah. I can see that. I know listen, everybody can be a bitch. You know what I mean? Right. So they're all the same in my opinion. I'm 65 and I can say it.
My girlfriend will say I'm the B in the relationship.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm not.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm Mr. Grumpy. I need my coffee.
The best thing right now is I haven't had a girlfriend in 5 years and I love it.
Oh, you're single?
Yeah, I'm single. And I wake up with my French bulldog every morning and he's happy.
Oh.
His ears are up.
Yeah.
My ears are up. I used to wake
up happy?
No, I don't wake up happy, but I don't wake up like you just said. because
I'm
I
in
was the
pain.
same way.
That's the thing. I got a
I'm a
bad
beer.
back, so I'm in
I
pain
hated
every
getting out
morning.
of bed.
I'm like,
Oh yeah, exactly.
I
But
mean,
being
it
alone,
hits you when
but
you
being
sleep for
alone,
6 to 8 hours. Your back is killing you. It's just the
oh,
way it is.
yeah, that too. I can't stay in. I can't stay in bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't either.
I don't do. I go out and do 1,000,000 things I can do and I should do, and I should, you know, get rid of a bunch of crap in my house here. But I just end up doing nothing. You know, because I'm just like wiped out by listening to people all week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just customer service I've been in since I started selling fence in '82. That's when I started on the road selling. And that's a long time.
Yeah.
A long, long time. And I could
Talking
still
to
be
people is a lot harder than people think. It definitely drains you.
I should tell my guys all the time. Today, I'd rather be digging holes.
Seriously. Sometimes people don't get that. They're like, oh, physical labor that's it. That's the hardest work. And then it's like, okay, you go talk to people 24/7 and you tell us how easy that is too.
Right. And Mike, not everybody can do it.
No.
You know, you could hire the smartest guy out of college to sell for you. And I get a phone call, who's that idiot sent to my house?
Yeah.
I'm serious.
It's true.
You got to have a knack. My father was a talker. He was a bullshitter. Not like he was a real bullshitter. I'm not. I used to.
Oh, you seem like you can talk to people. Though.
Oh, I can. No, I can. Yeah. I can get the money out. I can extract the money out of your wallet.
Yeah.
Oh, I could definitely extract that money out of your wallet. There's no question in my mind. I admit to that. Oh, I own that.
You're the fence king.
They used to call me that. Yeah, king of Canton fence.
Now we got all these ladies in the chat. It looks like a bunch of them want to know how can they get set up for a date with you. Apparently, a bunch of ladies want to be dating you. Apparently,
can I get my implants first?
Well, your teeth? You getting some teeth done?
I got 4 implants going in the front.
Oh, nice.
I just got on Medicare and all that.
Yeah.
Starting the first of the year, I screwed up. I screwed up the plan. I got to go and readjust it in February, but because they're supposed to pay, they're going to pay for them. I'm like, psyched.
They pay for implants?
I bought a really
supplemental
good supplement. Yeah.
Jeez, maybe I should have waited.
Yeah, I bought the dental
because I had 2 done last year.
Yeah.
And I'll have 2 more done. So
as a matter of fact, my dentist, Shelley Eunice out of Canton, he's in Brigham Young's fighting for his life right now. And I just want, if anybody knows him, to say a prayer. He's a very good friend of mine, a really good friend of mine. And I got that phone call a little while ago, and I took a nap, and I just remembered the phone call. My cousin ran his whole office. He's a very dear friend of mine. This is my dentist. I mean, I let him give me fillings without Novocaine. You know what I mean? That's how much I trust the guy. You know what I mean? He's really good. And I'm devastated by what's going on with him right now. And I can't go see him because he's got a tube in his throat. He just woke up feeling like he had food poisoning Thanksgiving. And he has some virus. He has he went septic.
Mm.
And I was brought in 3 o'clock in the morning, they come and got him.
They don't know what he has. He has some kind of virus.
Not yet. He had a heart attack on the way to the hospital.
Jesus Christ.
And something else happened.
People get mad at me when I get worried about flus and COVIDs, which are viruses.
Yeah, right. I'm a non-vaxxer, so I mean,
you are. Yeah. See, I don't do that. I mean,
yeah, I'm not.
I'm not so worried about COVID, the flu vaccines, but other stuff. You know?
I mean,
like the shingles. I'm getting that one. I had the chicken pox. I got a skin virus too, like all over my body, basically, for when I was a child. Like,
yeah.
So I'm not a big fan of. I'm not a big fan of viruses.
Yeah.
That skin thing has caused me a lot of issues throughout my life, and it's a virus.
Yeah. I have I have a couple friends that have this weird thing that happens to them. Maybe I forget what they call it, but like how his face is purple.
Yeah, that will happen to me. Sometimes you see it over here. I have it on the top of my head. It gets in my hair. It used to get my eyes. It's like
but back to the vaccines and shots and stuff. Okay, so not me. I'm gonna put Teddy. What are you doing, buddy? So my dog went in the vet a month ago. So they want to know if he's 7 years old. They want to know if they want to do a you're gonna probably you'll have probably something to say about this, and I want to hear it. They want to know if I want to do a baseline on him at 7. He's a French bulldog. We know he's right now. He's on between now and 10. He's on borrow. After that, he's on borrowed time. Please. So they gave vaccine, they gave shots and stuff, and I never really checked it. I really like my vet. He's been a vet forever. He still he still works in the practice he sold, and I always go to him. I got my choices to go to. I will wait for him, if it's a month, whatever, 2 months. So we gave him vaccine, and my dog was right for a month. Like, he was not right. And that's when he hurt himself. He couldn't. I had to carry him up the stairs and all that. I got him on Desquin. It's awesome. These little, I'm sure you know what it is. It's instead of Propol or whatever the heck they call that stuff for his hips and all that. But he wasn't right for like a month. It bothered me. I says, what did I do to my dog? What did I allow them to do? What did they give him? Because I have friends of mine in the vet techs. Don't let your dog get that. Don't let your dog get this. Don't let your dog get that. But he's back to his fresh self again, anyways. And he very much enjoyed the star driving thing the other night.
Very good.
Oh, yeah, he was the king of the show.
Awesome.
It was good. It's good. But
everyone's talking about shingles. Shingles.
I never got.
Did you ever have chicken pox?
No, I had jaundice when I was born.
You might not get shingles. I don't know. I think shingles are like the side effect from chickenpox virus when you're younger.
Yeah, I never got chickenpox. The only thing that I know that I had jaundice when I was born. I was born premature. And that's the only thing that I know that I had. I'm very, knock on wood, healthy guy.
Yeah,
my whole life.
I think the problem with the whole vaccine thing was just the rollout in terms of COVID.
Bingo. And
then forcing people. Like I may have even been for that at the time, thinking it was a good thing. But looking back on it, it's like for someone to lose their job over not taking something that is like very new and very it doesn't seem like good public policy.
No,
like I'm about more like freedom of choice. Like that's what I think. I don't want them taken away, but I don't want to see them forced. Like I think obviously there's ones way back in the day, like the measles or polio. Yeah. It was good that they forced everyone to get them through the schools, at least, because it totally ended. You know what I mean? There's no more polio.
That's right.
But for this thing, it didn't end anything, and it just caused a lot of controversy. So I think it was a failure.
I have my feelings on that whole thing. I have my political feelings on that whole thing too, and I think it was all political. So
yeah. We should get back to this though. F talking about that crap.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like, the last thing I want to talk about is because I don't like going to the doctor. I don't, I'm someone that doesn't even, I never like going to the dentist, for Christ's sakes, even though I love my dentist now. They're very
I have
good
a concierge doctor, so if I call him right now, I can go right in and see him.
Yeah, I don't even though a doctor saved my life, Dr. Shula back in the day, I don't like it. I'm not a fan.
I'm
Don Shula's brother.
Oh, really?
Me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, urologist.
I got a story about Don Shula's steakhouse, but we won't go there. Let's go.
He found my cancer. So yeah, I mean, we talked about the Canton Police a little bit, Canton Select Board. I mean, what do you think they should be doing right now? Like the Select Board? Like what if?
I think it's a little too late for anything they do, Mike. I don't think there's a thing they could say or do except get back to the meetings. It's disgusting. I live in the next town over. I'd be screaming my brains out. Obviously, I live in Stoughton now, but I'd be losing my mind. And I'm very much involved in what's going on under the radar and everything in my town too. I watch both. I watch my friend, very good close friend Lisa. She was at standout yesterday. That's the one that captured Brittle. She's very much involved in the financial part in Canton. We're going through the same problem with the school as Canton is, but we're not the only ones. There's dozens, because all the money's there, and they're afraid they're going to lose it with Trump. So they're all up in arms. There's probably 12 new schools at least right around our area that were slated to be built, but now everybody's fighting back on them. So I don't know. I just find that the selectmen, it's a little too late for them to do anything except get back to the meetings. And I think I have a really good solution for their public speaking thing. And if they're listening, you just take heed with it, okay? What I would do is have a sign-up sheet, number one, okay? Everybody knows it's 3 minutes. If they start going over, give them a 30 say you get 30 seconds. Give them the 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. But that's not the plan. The plan is 3 minutes. And they should go to a half an hour. They should take a half an hour of public comment because a lot of people want to speak, especially because that can be cut back to 15 minutes if there's no speakers that night or one speaker. Right. But at least give the way the temperature is in Canton, at least give the community some comfort. The 1 hour, that's what hurt me too. That's what bothers me deeply also is the fact that they won't do anything to comfort the town. They won't do anything to bring it together or back.
No.
You know, like I'll just use New York look what New York's going through. Remember they used to make the things, I love New York stickers. It brought New York back when they were having troubles before. It brought it back. People's attitudes changed, Mike. And you can't have select board members like that and a police chief that doesn't take responsible for her actions and her police officer actions. She no responsibility taken there because she was told what to do from Short and Shiny. Okay? That's
Short and Shiny Berkowitz. As we call him, Chief Wiggum over here.
Please.
Short and Shiny.
You know what? She's no leader. Like I said, they don't do anything to comfort the town. And they should change, like I said, they should give them a half an hour, 3 minutes to talk. If they start going over, say, you got 30 seconds. And don't push them to get off the mic. That makes people want to double down the next time. You know, they want to come in angry. Why do you want people to come in angry? Have a system in place. What's Rita's biggest word? Systems in place, right?
Yep.
That's one little thing they'll fix. It will help. It's just change that town comment and get back to hell in the town hall. And I'm telling you, I honestly think they're not in the town hall because of Chris. It's not anything else. They're not in the town hall because of him. Get rid of the guy. There's a way to get rid of him. We had a guy, God rest his soul, he was a really good friend of mine. He was a selectman in Stoughton. He got killed out in 24, not recently. He got recalled. I'm going to tell you, Mike, I do not think that recall took 3 months because he didn't like his politics. He aligned a little too radical on the Republican side, a little too, and he's in a very Portuguese conservative town. You know, we really don't have any problems in our town that are really. We have a lot. I know there's a lot of drugs. They're building apartments. You know what they turn into? I don't care what anybody says. They're Section 8 someday. The government subsidized someday. They may be getting three. They brag. The guy brags. I'm building apartments, but I get $3,500 a month for a 2-bedroom. Oh, that's nice, but there's 8 people living there. No wonder they can afford it. What are you, stupid?
No wonder why the rest of us can't afford it. You know what I mean?
Right. I'm just, I really want, you know what? I want to move into the mountains with the glare. I swear to God. But that's the thing with me is they've done nothing, and it starts with the select board. Conley's just, he's washed up. He's got to get out of there. And, you know, I don't have nothing good to say about him. But you know what? I'm not here to bash anybody. I really am not. I'm just expressing my feelings towards how I feel about my town I grew up in when I was young, very young, and living with my grandmom. and my mom's mom and my father not being around, and my two brothers, and then working with my dad and him naming his company after being proud to name it after Canton Fence, because we had an option. It was either going to be Stoughton or Canton Fence, and we called it Canton Fence. And you know what? It took off. And I don't care what anybody says. The worst thing to say is I charge too much, but I never charge anybody too much. But I was too much to hire, if that makes any sense.
You're not the cheapest.
That's right. I don't want to be,
which is good.
I mean, you know where I've been, right in the
That's
middle.
what a good business does. Good business is not the cheapest. If you're the cheapest,
That's right.
You're not surviving.
And, when you run when you own a business too, people are
your value.
jealous. Yeah, you get a lot of jealousy too. I mean, tons of it. And when my father went in business, there was not much. What do you call it?
Competition.
Competition. Yeah.
Yeah, jealousy is something I've become very aware of this year.
Oh yeah, I see
weird,
it.
Man.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Trust me.
It just gets weird. But people are asking about the select board. It's not tonight. It's next Tuesday night will be the next select board. I hope someone asks how much money did they spend investigating the Duck Kingpin.
Well, I can tell you
how much money did they spend? Because I wonder if they're listening. Are the Canton police tonight transcribing this interview, trying to set you up for new charges? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't even have anything to give them.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm not that guy, I'm not trying to be a troublemaker.
I'm still
They're coming after you now.
This is always in the studio, Rich. This is the duck that you gave me. It's never left my studio. It's always here now. It's part of the show. I'm dropping it.
That's the other thing.
It's a legendary duck right there. This is a duck that they referenced in the police report.
I was passing all out, and I walked out of the courtroom, and I walked out of the courthouse out into the steps of Bradle, and you saw the video, and I don't know if the video showed the part, if Tommy had me on video or not, when I went, Colin did it. Just like that.
Someone said you need to get your ducks back. Do you have all your ducks back?
I never got no, and I don't. They
seized a bunch of you. How many ducks did they seize?
You kidding me? I bet if I go look in the cruisers, a duck in every cruiser.
I want my ducks back.
No, I know I did say that.
I demand my ducks back.
I said that in the last one.
I'm here to pick up my ducks, Helena.
I should have. I was going to send her flowers.
Oh, man.
I'm going to send her black roses when she retires.
Yeah.
I'll buy white ones. I'm going to be cheap and spray paint them. But I don't know.
Someone said they saw you on the news. I imagine you've been on a lot of news stations the last couple of days.
My phone, 6:30, 7 o'clock yesterday morning till 11 o'clock last night, did not stop.
Good.
I don't use X. It's a sore to me. I will not even go there.
I love it. I love X.
It's
the best. I check X before I check anything else.
Yeah, I have no desire. I've been just a Facebook guy. Yeah. I'm just, you know what I mean? But even that, I'm just tired of all of it. And I enjoy watching the YouTube. I love it because you learn a lot. You learn a lot by, people are being genuine for the most part. You know what I mean? And I like that. So, but
it's hard. I think it's hard not to be genuine when you have a camera in your face, unless you're a really good actor.
Yeah,
which I'm not. I've tried acting. They always pick me as the cop. Every time I've been in like a thing, they're like, "You're the cop."
Really?
I'm like, I know. I'm the weed guy. It's like I can't play that. I can't play the cop. I'm not an actor. I did realize that. Yeah. I got a question here, Mike. What was your cryptic Sean on the Golf message from the other day? They're talking about something I posted on Twitter. It wasn't about Sean on the Golf for people who are just trying to figure out what that message means. They're just saying, Sean on the Golf used to post a lot of cryptic things, and you'd have to wait to find out what he was talking about. I kind of did post something about that. Something similar to that this week about Kevin. Gotta wait. Like I'm waiting. I'm basically waiting for something. That's all I'm gonna say. It's supposed to be the end of this week.
Yeah.
So
You
keep
guys
your
did-
fingers crossed for you and I that we get what we need, because I think it might be coming at the end of this week. There may be something big. We'll see.
Really?
It's either going to be a big fraud hoax, or it's going to be
Oh, wow. Yeah.
yes. You know what I mean? It's going to be one of those things. So
Well,
that's
I
what
don't
it's
think
about,
there is
people. And
any
I think
fraud.
if I was Kevin or Krusty Panties or any of those
I'd be
people,
worried.
I'd be very worried,
I would be worried too.
because the shit's coming out. Either way, I believe that everything's going to come out in the wash.
So I just want to say something about all those trolls and stuff. Okay, is I find myself, and I learned this: if I ignore people, they eventually go pick on somebody else. People have given Plevin, Grant, all of them way too much airtime. Right? But it's hard to stop it. I get it. It's story. It's a story. It's connected. I get all that, but they get way too much airtime, and that's what feeds them. They're narcissists. It feeds them. You know what I mean? It's just they make up stuff because they can't. They don't have anything. You know, it just feeds them, and the more people give them airtime, the more it's going to go on. I read a text I don't like, I delete it, and I don't even know what it said after that. I forgot what it said, and I don't care what it said if I didn't like it. I walk away from it. My eyes and ears are open, my mouth is shut. It just let me just see what this is, and I've got Jill Daniels sent me a couple of messages, and I know it was her because I used to ride motorcycle. I used to ride with her, one of her boyfriends, and she said something. Something in it about me staying off my motorcycle. So I knew it was her, you know, and I just read it and deleted it and laughed.
Yeah.
I mean, what else am I going to, I mean, it's same. I know that, what's her name, outed me on, I don't care. You think that bothered me that they outed me on Facebook or they outed me on Twitter? These trolls, they think that bothered me. No. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, I look pretty good. That's a good picture of me.
I get excited. Like, it's funny because, I mostly ignore them, like especially Grant. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
I mean, even Kevin. I really kind of enjoyed Kevin because he was so goofy, and every once in a while I'd do a show on him, like every 4 or 5 weeks, maybe I'd do something on him because he's just so it'd be easy content.
Oh yeah.
And
see, I have a brother.
Even him, I blocked him. I blocked like probably a month ago. I just got like it's like, but yeah, mostly it's funny because I had who was it? Julie Carpenter coming after me lately, and KP or whatever. But Julie,
I blocked Julie Carpenter.
Yeah, Julie, I got a lot of laughter out of it. Like, it's so like most of the time, I usually don't respond, but a lot of times it's like what you said. I enjoy it actually. I laugh my ass off. She was saying that she kept replaying the video of my video. And I was like, thank you. You're like one of my biggest fans, Julie. Like, it made me so happy because, like, a lot of these haters are truly our biggest fans. Like, that's the reason why we get so many numbers. Like, Kevin, if it wasn't for Kevin's haters, he would literally have, like, 25 people watching him. He usually has, like, maybe 100, 200 maybe.
Yeah.
Like, 75% of those are people that hate Kevin. But they're still his fans, because if you're watching Kevin,
they love
I can't watch Kevin because Kevin is just awful. I cannot watch that show.
Well,
but a lot of people watch him to hate him, and I know that a certain portion watch me to hate me. But I love them. Like I want to give them a rubber ducky or like a bumper sticker or something. Like I got some bumper stickers. Julie, hit me up. I want to send you the Young Jerks bumper stickers. And Rich, we're gonna make a deal with Rich. We'll send you.
I still got a couple hundred.
The Young Jerks bumper stickers, and we're gonna throw in some ducks for Julie. Quack 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 for Julie Carpenter. Just hit us up with your mailing address. Can be a PO box, Julie.
That's it.
I like Julie. She's a good fan.
You're right. You're right about Plevin's. I can't help but call him that. His goofiness. But I have a brother that's a goof. Okay?
I just love when he used to say, the only title of the show I would like would be like, Young Jelly. Like, he says it so weird. He's like, I don't know about that, Young Jelly.
I just can't. Like I said, I have a
And then
brother.
he does this. He does.
It's goofy.
I
I
do
don't
too.
fight. I don't
He
fight.
does this. This is Kevin.
I don't fight.
Oh, sorry. I don't usually drink on the show, but I'm drinking tonight. Turtle Boy had a wild show on. I don't usually drink anymore.
I get it. I get it.
Let me tell you about my cancer meds.
Oh boy, don't go there.
It's just funny though. I don't know. Kevin,
Yeah, well,
I
I get
kind of
that.
miss Kevin. Maybe I gotta watch a Kevin show. You know what I used to love? The best was when the Glera did the Kevin shows. I used to love when the Glera did the.
Hey, it just rolls out of Will's mouth.
Yeah,
It just rolls and rolls.
He is good at it.
He really is good at it.
He is good at it.
And
His little chuckle, Sean calls them
And I'm
chuckles,
over
but it
here
is
watching-
funny. His
I'm
little chuckle is
watching him.
cute.
I'm here watching him. Like, I got to get his phone number. I got to call this son of a gun up because I got to straighten him out on a couple things he's got wrong. And I'm sure you're watching right now. You'll probably be online later. We can talk because it goes on around 10 sometimes. I says, Bukkake never came to my house.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no Bukkake.
We screwed that up.
Okay?
You screwed that up
No
in the very
Bukkake.
beginning.
Bukkake, I could
wait.
walk to his house.
Yeah, but you kind of screwed that up for us, Rich. So I got to give Claire the pass. When I did the interview, you said it was Bukkake, didn't you?
No,
You said something.
Oh, I said Tully.
Tully, that's right.
That's right. And Tim Taylor got mad because I was
Yeah, it
calling
wasn't.
him Tully.
Exactly. Yeah.
You were 100%
So
right.
I think that's why people get
Okay,
mixed
right.
up on that.
That's right. So
So originally it came from you, actually. So don't get too.
I apologize. I own it. If I did
I see.
that,
I gotta
do
back
make
up
a
my
mistake,
YouTube
Tully.
friends. I gotta
I
back
own
up
it.
my.
No,
We
I
take
own
too
it.
much.
But I just want him to, I don't want Bukkake to get. I want you to use Tim Taylor. I want him to get it. Canton Police did this to me.
Canton Police.
Alina Rafferty did this to me. It was her call. And because Tim Taylor lost his dog and it messed up her whole friggin' day because she had to cover it all up. And we know that whole story. We already talked about it. She gave this thing to him and said, don't screw this up. So he goes excessive.
I mean, that guy, I know, the dog situation, I think is unforgivable. But
Oh, yeah.
the police report that he wrote on you was so detailed. I'm like, this guy should have been doing the John O'Keefe investigation. Like, he
You
seems
think?
very detailed. He seems like he's actually capable.
You think?
He's just investigating the wrong thing, unfortunately.
If he did the Karen Reed thing, right? He would have had impressions of the tire tracks, her going down Cedar Crest Road.
He would have actually asked for ring cameras everywhere.
Oh, he might have.
He
You're
might have
right.
sieved to the assistant chief's ring camera.
Listen, and you know what? They cherry picked what they said in it. They cherry picked where I threw the ducks. They 100% cherry picked it. They said Proctor. So I didn't even know where Proctor lived. Right? They said I went by. I don't know. I don't even know because I don't know. Oh, they said I threw him on John O'Keefe's lawn.
Yeah, what's up with that? You never did that, right?
No, I didn't do that. I may have thrown them out in that street, but I would never throw them on. Really, you're gonna accuse me of that? You're gonna really say that to me? That's what I said, right? But down below her, right, there's a huge neighborhood. I went around the circle and went out the other way. Or I might have even took a left on her street or right on the street or come up from there. I don't even know. So I mean, they cherry picked it. The best part was when the judge says I can't even see 200 feet. That was in the court yesterday when I don't know if you watched the thing with Clara, but and watched the proceedings. But he the stuttering ADA or crackling voice ADA said something about, well, they were spread out between up to 200 yards away, this and that and other thing, and down in the town square where you're supposed to protest, the town square. That's where you're rightfully supposed to protest, in the town square. That's That's from the get-go, since we were born. And so it was 200 feet, and the judge looks up, goes, "Oh, she said something." And he says, "Wait a minute. She didn't say the 200 feet." He says, "The way I read it," the judge says, "the way I read it, it was up to 200 feet. He's got it in front of him. It was written up 200, that it was up to 200 yards." He goes, "I can't even see 200 yards. Like, you're trying to say that a dock this big, 200 yards away, bothered Chris Albert. What bothers Chris Albert is he knows what I know. He knows I know everything. He knows that I know. He doesn't realize what I know. He has no clue. I can go back 15, almost 20 years of their activity I've been watching. If I was a cop, they would all be in jail. Every one of them. Every single one of them. But I can't, I can't talk about it because I don't have the receipts. Because who thought about that then? You know what I mean? Who thought about it? That's a new thing, And I mean, you guys need to have them when you talk about stuff, And sometimes you go on a limb and say my opinion, whatever. That's everything that comes out of me is my opinion. You know what I mean? And what I know, and what I know in my heart, or what I know from what I've seen. I don't know. It's crazy, but all I want is Canton to come back together, Mike. I want, she's got to go. I can't understand what this audit is, what they did with the audit, with putting her involved. But in a weird way, I think that maybe she should be involved because they're going to ask her questions. They're going to want her to produce this and that. They're going to get them on all the omissions. Is what's going to happen. They're going to get them on every single of the omissions. Everything they had to. I don't know. I think she burned some boxes, maybe. So they're going to get her on everything they don't have. That's how they're going to, the stuff that doesn't match up.
There's a comment that came in. It says, Kelleher, like so many, is afraid of Ryan Albert. He has lived a stone's throw from Ryan Albert and wasn't going to get caught in the McAlbert flypaper. Do you think there's any truth to that?
That's exactly how I feel.
It seems like Berkowitz, from some of what we've seen, was afraid of them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Brian Albert's a big threat. He's a huge threat. To all these people. Look what he did in the courtroom. It just shows you right there, man. It just shows you what he is. I feel bad for people like that have to be this way in their life. You could be a lot more nicer. You have 5 children, dude. 5 children. What are the grandchildren going to know about you? Right? Mm. This is my legacy. Is my legacy, and I want to pass on to my grandchildren. I want them to know that I stand up for my rights. I'm not going to sit down and take your crap. It's not, you don't. And I own it. Like I just said, I own everything I do. I'm not going to. I pay the price for anything. It's just crazy. I just love it how they all said I was going to jail and all this stuff. I just we'll see what happens. They just how
about Julie Carpenter predicted bad things for you, that you were in a lot of trouble.
That's why.
What would you say to Julie Carpenter now? I could put it on the screen. I think I have it right here. Actually, let's put this on the screen. What she actually said about this whole thing.
And it wasn't just.
Hold on.
I love that.
Yeah, go ahead. It wasn't just what?
I know. Who was it that the news lady at 10? Okay, we'll go back.
Oh, NBC, Sue O'Connell.
Oh, this is on 610.
Yeah, Sue O'Connell from NBC 10. She said some things, but this is from Julie Carpenter, one of the trolls on Twitter. She said some stuff. Why can't I get the comment off the screen to not block? Hold on one second. Having some issues. There we go. I'll read it. She said, 3 highlights from last night's interview that will haunt Rich Schiffer and Aiden Cardi. His words may also entangle Sean McDonough, another outspoken Karen Reed activist, into legal troubles. Rich Schiffer will be arraigned later this month on felony witness intimidation, criminal harassment, and littering charges. Over a month-long campaign, Mr. Schiffer threw ducks and counterfeit money throughout Canton in nearby towns, including in front of D&E Pizza, Colin Albert's father's business, witness Caitlin Albert's home, and John O'Keefe's former home where his elderly parents and niece and nephew now live. Some of those statements are false, right, Rich? You didn't throw ducks in front of John O'Keefe's home.
Yeah, we start right there. That I just said.
Yeah, you just said that. You didn't do that.
Yeah.
So she posted libelous statements, and the statements turned out to be completely untrue.
Caitlin Albert lives right over there. Well, right over there. She actually ran by my house one day and looked at me. I never saw her again. But she lives right over in Easton, right? I'm 3 doors from the Easton line. I'm really east. This used to be Easton, but whatever. And she lives on the street. I go down every morning and every night, like the main drag to where I come home. And I hit every house on that street. The street's 2 miles long, and I hit every house with the ducks. So she probably got one. So that one, I'll take that one. D&E is just a random. I mean, he's in the middle of town square, so I didn't target D&E, but did I target the restaurant next door? Yeah, maybe I could have. You don't know. I don't know. And this and everything else we know. Well, I want to know how it's going to haunt me.
Yeah,
I have actually loved ducks.
What do you think about her statements saying that it's going to haunt you? I mean, it's obviously not haunting you, right? You laugh at her? What do you say to Julie? What do you say to Julie?
Julie, you're a joke, baby. That's who you are. Maybe you need to find another hobby. Get your facts straight. That's all I can say to you.
I'd like to see Julie work on our Christmas tree. I don't know if you're not on Twitter, but my friend, what does she call herself? Video Jesus. Did an expose about Julie's ugly Christmas tree. It was pretty ugly. I mean, I have seen some ugly Christmas trees. Julie's may have been the ugliest Christmas tree I've ever seen in my life. The way she decorated.
You're telling me Snoopy's tree was better, right?
Oh, and then podcast the Video Jesus puts up her tree. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I walked into one of my customers' houses like right after she exposed how ugly Julie's tree was.
Yeah.
And I turned around and looked at that tree and I said, this is a nice tree. Like now I'm like recognizing all my customers' nice trees.
Yeah.
Because they're so much nicer than Julie's. It's
Mike,
so
I'm
funny.
sorry to tell you, but it's your age.
I'm old? Are you saying I'm old?
We just do stupid stuff like that. I can't help you.
I don't even do it. Do you do a Christmas tree? I don't even do it anymore.
No, I can't. It's just been a long time since with my kids and my divorce and stuff. It just
I got dogs in here, so that's why. That's my excuse. I'm just like, I don't want to deal with it. It's just too much.
I know. I can't. I mean, I'd rather decorate for Halloween.
There you go.
And I have when I put a coffin out front with a bunch of skeletons when Biden got inaugurated that year. The first year of his term, and I got them in bags and toe tags. Biden, Harris.
You're needling me tonight. You're the Trump. You had me interview you with a King MAGA hat on.
I know. Say it. I know.
It's so Mike, funny. Who would expect you and I would be such buddies now?
Mike, it's not about that to me.
Exactly. I don't give a shit.
I feel. That's my feeling towards who I think we're in the right direction. Somebody else has another feeling. It's okay with me. Exactly. It's just like KR this morning. He could have had a conversation with me, right? He could have said, "Hey, dude, what do you throw me under the bus for?" Or whatever. You know what I mean? Have a conversation. You acted like Kevin. You acted like a 14-year-old hanging up on me. I've been sad. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight, buddy. I love you, but you just you know what?
I try to get Kevin on the show. He I don't know. I can't even remember. I can't remember if I started or he started it, but we started like throwing jabs at each other on Twitter one day.
Yeah.
And then he was like, but I like Betterow. Like he was like, he likes Betterow. So I was like, come on the show with Betterow, but he wouldn't do it. That
would be interesting.
Yeah.
But the
But he
thing
was
is,
giving me
is
some
every
shit.
time-
He was saying something like, "You got a nice cottage industry, Mike. You're making money on this. It's all about the money."
Oh,
So,
yeah.
as soon as someone says that to me, what do you think I think? If
What do
someone
you think?
says, "Yeah," what do I think about them when they say it's all about the money? The first thing they come at me about it.
What do you think about them? About the
Yeah,
six?
about them. What do you think
Well,
I figure
they're
out
just
about them?
jealous.
Well, not
Well,
really.
they- well, well,
I
they-
don't think Kevin is jealous of the money. I think he's all about the money.
Oh
You
my
see what I'm
God,
saying?
yeah.
When they put something on you, they don't even really know you, and they just project
Oh,
their values.
yes.
That
Right.
immediately raises the
Yes, I
red
think
flags.
it-
I'm like, oh, Kevin
I
Reddington,
get
just
it now.
all
I
about the
get what
money.
you're saying.
He's all.
It takes me a minute to click
yeah.
into the two gears. I got it.
I mean, sometimes I would think that they're being jealous if they're someone with nothing, But Kevin
Right.
Reddington obviously is very successful. He's making a lot of
Yes.
money, but that's what he's about. As soon as that's what I. It's so funny. I'll mirror it back so often, and people are like, they can't figure it out. It's like I'm just mirroring what you said to me back onto you because
Right.
that's what you're about. You just told me,
Right.
Because we always, as people, we always think that the other person is like us. That's what we do. As human nature, we project our values and who we are on the other person. And if you're a kind person, you most likely think everyone else is kind. I mean, that's just human nature. If you're someone that's about money,
You always give them that benefit of the doubt. They're just like you.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what we're attracted to.
Yeah.
That's why, lawyers hang out with lawyers and cops hang
Yeah.
out with cops. And, even when you go to school, you see the jocks hang out with the jocks. And,
Yeah.
even by color, children segregate themselves. I noticed that in college, that
Yeah.
there would be different groups of people based on race. And I was like,
Yeah.
I never saw that in my high school because there weren't that many black
No.
kids to have,
Me either. Yeah.
a clique. But
I was
once
in-
there was enough to have a clique, they would have their own clique. It's like, wow, everyone
went
does
from-
segregate to what is most common to them.
I went from Stoughton schools. I went to up to sixth, at the end of fifth grade, basically. Fifth grade in Stoughton. I moved over to Brockton. My father, we had nothing. Butter and bread sandwiches for dinner, okay? And luckily we spit a can of, what do you call it, SpaghettiOs. My father finally was able to buy a house with no money down and a balloon note, all this stuff. I'm 12 years old, Mike.
Yep.
Okay. I know this stuff. I'm 12. I know how the real, I was with my parents.
How much did they pay for that house?
17 grand. Front to
wow.
back split, brand new.
Yeah.
With a garage that was on the lot before.
Can you imagine
So my
that?
father moved his business we were in Canton, Stoughton line. It's just weird, but the garage where my father had all the stuff was in Canton. And I went to school in Stoughton because the house was in Stoughton. So that's how that all worked out. And then I moved to Brockton for 2 years. And even then, people didn't segregate. I could show you remember the pictures when we went to school? You must have had the same ones. We were sitting in the gym on the benches, and they go up to the back, and the teachers, and they have a little sign with the numbers on it, what grade it was. I don't know if you got it where you went to school, but they have their little sign and they put the numbers in the grade and the teacher, and the teachers stand. The two teachers are there. And if you look at the pictures the ones I've seen, we're all blended in together, Mike. The Puerto Ricans, the blacks, the whites, the Polacks. we're all blended together on our school pitches. And I don't think they went by height, obviously. You know what I mean? They didn't go that wasn't even in the teacher's mind to make sure that everybody's like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that crap started coming out with political correctness and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's another thing I don't believe in.
It's funny. I think my parents bought their house, if I'm remembering this right, for 28 grand, which is so funny how.
What town?
Oh, I'm not gonna say. I don't want.
Okay.
I don't want them getting shit.
Oh,
Even though,
it's funny.
I had these people look up their divorce. My parents, 1972 divorce, and they posted online. I just don't like to bring any bullshit on people that aren't involved in this.
I was more looking at the comparison of where the town, town.
No, where we were, like, now it would be considered kind of a rich town, but
like Westwood.
I would say so, something like that. But I would basically say, but the street that we lived on back in the day, we like my parents' house, they put a little addition on. By far, it's the smallest house in the street today. Back in the day, it was like the only house in the street. There were a couple houses.
Yeah, right.
Because everyone else lived in trailers. They were mobile homes. It was like, it was basically the poorest street in town. It was, you know, country, but poor, very poor. And people used to like hunt raccoons and dig clams like that. Those were like a lot of people. That's how they lived. They didn't have jobs. Those were the jobs, you know, like it wasn't. Yeah. So, but now you go to the same street. It used to be a dirt road. It's paved. And now there's a bunch of McMansions, right? Like all the trailers are gone. All those people that I grew up with, a lot of them, they moved to Maine. They moved to upstate, you know, New Hampshire, you know, like they sold out because like everything got gentrified, right?
Right, exactly. And they probably made a killing. What they thought was a killing at the time.
Exactly.
You know, I don't know.
So everything's changed.
I like where I live, but you know what? I'm just sick of this. All this, the leadership in this state, in every aspect.
Yeah, there's a lot of you know, patronage, hackocracy, basically going on.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I just can't stand like the mayor of the city. I mean, she's ridiculous, and then you got, you know, what's her name, the governor. I mean, there's another poor leader.
Yeah.
Okay, where is she on this Canton thing?
Oh, she's just doing pictures. That's all she does all day. She
the only
takes pictures of wherever she's at. I'm with the Celtics today. I'm with the Bruins today.
Right.
I'm I don't know. She's always got like a PR thing going. It's never anything actually substantial.
I want to kind of give her the benefit of the doubt that she was told to stand down by DOJ.
Yeah.
With this, because it kind of would make sense if she stood down. They could do the investigation without
Rich. I gotta laugh. This is funny. This is so like, you remember how you were asking me where I lived and shit?
Yeah.
They're posting it. They're asking about like some of my best friends. Like I don't know who you are, but you already know. Whoever it is asking about the Pearson. Well, that's just funny. It's Candy Cane. I hope Candy Cane's not a troll. Yeah, I love the Pearsons, Candy Cane, and the Pearsons. They used to think I was a Pearson.
I know what part of the state you live in. I know we talked about it. I think we talked about it.
We used to call it Bubtown.
Yeah,
you know, we had a dialect up there. Weeza Bubba.
Oh yeah.
You know about Weeza Bubba? We made it. My little village made that famous. If you know about Weeza Bubba.
No, I had no idea.
Wee Bubba. What's up, boy? Weeza. What? We'd have a hand signal of me. That's hello. That's hello in my town, my little village, my poor little village back in the day. Now it's all money. As one of my old time friends from the last name Noyce said. He said, it's a money town now. It's a money town. Coach. That's what they call it. I used to coach him. He said about the high school too and the wrestling team. He's like, Coach, it's a money team now. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Jess? It's a money team. What do you mean? We used to be all poor kids. Now it's all rich kids.
Well, developers love buying up trailer parks and relocating all those people that don't have a window to throw it out of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They did that over in they ripped one down in West Roxbury, dead him.
The Pearsons are. I want to know how Candy Cane knows so much about me. She says the Pearsons are infamous. I used to hang out with all the Pearsons. All of them. Stevie, Sean, William, Stace.
I hang around with so many different people. But when I got married the second time, and I just focused on my kids and family and growing the business, because if I didn't grow the business, my father wasn't going to do it. And I had to grow it so I could have something, which worked out just the way I planned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of lost a lot of my friends that I miss dearly today, you know, and I've actually lost them too, a few, which is really stinky. But
I'm having a convo with Candy Cane now. She says, Merrimack and Amesbury is where I live. You mean Amesbrook? Amesbrook. That's what we used to call it. Amesbrook. I live up in Amesbrook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Go over the
Bubba
bridge.
talk. Bubba talk.
Go over the bridge in Salisbury.
Well, that's the thing. I went to school with kids from Salisbury.
Yeah.
We always laugh during the summer. We're like, you got to come visit us because we're in a different town. And they'd be like, nah, we don't cross that bridge. We don't cross the bridge from Salisbury to Newburyport. We don't cross the bridge.
One summer a couple of summers, I spent a lot of time at the Brown Cow.
Oh yeah, the Newburyport.
Yeah, Newburyport, right in the water. And then
the grog? The grog?
The grog was one of the first places I went to up there. And I also stayed
What year? I want to hear what year.
19
I made have waited on you.
1970.
Oh, way before my time.
9.
I know I was a kid then, but I was around. But yeah, no.
79 or 80.
Would you? Wow, that's crazy. I wonder if the Simpkins.
I stayed at the little Essex Inn right next door.
Oh yeah,
right there.
Oh yeah, I know that.
And I went to how about the nightclub next to is Michael's or something?
Michael's Homicide.
Yeah, the restaurant, but it's a nightclub.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have I ever been there?
Oh! Yeah. The most random thing is I go there and I see people I know.
How about the thirsty whale? We call it the thirsty male.
The thirsty well.
The first place I ever got hit on by a guy.
That happened to me in Key West.
That was cool. I was like, now I know how the chicks feel. Now I thank you for giving me that experience tonight.
Yeah,
now I know why chicks are like, ah.
I go to Key West a lot because I love it down there. I think I just love the people watch and all that. And I haven't been in a couple of years because of my little buddy here. I can't leave him. But I walked into the 801, which is a very, very gay place. And my son is gay and married. And he was in there with, he took off. He's down there with me and my other son. And he took off. And my other son says, you think we should go try to find Ryan? And I go, well, I'm not worried about him. Ryan can take care of himself. He's the toughest of all of us, right? So we're going around. He says, I'm down at the 801. So we go in the 801. And the guy's in underwear on the bar and all that. We go through the back. I didn't even know. There's a pool in the back and a lot of party going on. And my son's talking to a stockbroker from New York. And yes, you know what this guy does? He's a stockbroker. He was a male. So I go outside. I got my chuckles. I gotta go outside to watch the girls across the street that are guys that are dancing in the street. It's just, the drag shows are phenomenal. I love it. I got pictures of me at drag show. You just can imagine, Mike. Okay, I'm as red as this.
I bet.
I had a blast.
I love it.
So I go out, and my son says, "Dad, come here. I want you to meet." I want to say, what was her name? Julie. I want you to meet Julie. I just got that stuck in my head, I guess. I said, okay. So I come over. I said, boy, you're adorable. His name is Ryan. I was like, gotta be. It's a girl. I swear to God. It's a guy. I swear to God, it was and I could see how. And you know the story with Robert Devine and Fanning, right down there.
I heard some of it. Yeah.
The guy that Fanning was, his mother was, that whole thing.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
he seems a little crazy too, though. Kevin something. Yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy. He mouthed off about Kevin Reddington. Kevin, I don't feel anything about you like he feels about you. Now, just so you know, I love you, buddy. You can hate me all you want, but I still love you. So, anyways, oh my God, what was I going to say?
Well, I'll say one thing because since we brought it up, we were talking about gay men and restaurant grog. I'll say one thing. One of the reasons, I worked for a couple of gay men back in the day, and a lot of their friends used to come into one of the restaurants I worked at, and I loved them because they tip so well. They treat service people so well, and they don't hold it against you that you're straight. You know what I mean? Like they're like, oh, you're so cute. You get along with us. Like they're
they want to mess with you. They want to play.
Well, they have fun. The thing I like about it is they're fun, nice people. And I'm stereotyping maybe a little bit, but the crew I hung out with that were in the restaurant field, So I've always
It doesn't.
enjoyed them.
I'm
They're
not.
fun people.
I'm not a big
Nice people.
tranny. I'm not a big tranny fan, but I'm okay with.
Oh, God. Now you're getting me. Now we're getting canceled tonight. You're not supposed to use that word. I'm clutching.
I have an automatic.
This is why Nurse Kim had me have the pearls. I'm clutching my pearls right now.
No, I had a 6-speed.
You're not supposed to use that word language.
Okay,
It's all right. As long as we don't get canceled on YouTube, we'll be all right.
oh my God! I had to wait. We had to wait 7 seconds on.
We need a second delay.
Yeah, a 7-second delay.
Someone said there's no more editors. There's no more second delay. There's nothing. We're just out on a tightrope, live in front of the world.
I mean, I'm a lot better than I used to be.
Me too. I try.
I try. I try to make it. Around my grandchildren, it's like I slap myself if I say something. You know what I mean?
This is the Mike and Rich comedy show. They're calling this tonight.
Well, I don't take nonsense seriously. You know what I mean? I take it for what it is. It's nonsense, and it makes me laugh because you're so dumb. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the thing. If you can laugh,
if you want some
goes a long
good laughs, just watch these select board meetings in your towns. You can get some good laughs there.
Yeah.
I'm talking every town,
Yeah.
not just one town. I'm talking every town. Watch the select board meetings and the school committee meetings. You want to see who's running it? You want to see who's telling you how much taxes to pay?
You're embarrassing yourself. Oh man, that is so fun. Well, I wish I had a straw right now.
Oh my God, man. I don't know.
I think honestly, the only reason I think my girlfriend puts up with me half the time is because I make her laugh. We laugh so much. We'll be in the middle of a fight and we'll just start cracking up, and that fight's over.
I had one girlfriend like that, but not anybody else. Well, my first wife could do that. My first wife was like that, but my second one, forget it. She couldn't laugh at. I never made a funny joke.
No.
For 19 years, never made a funny joke.
Oh, she didn't, or you didn't?
I didn't. To her, according to her, I wasn't funny.
Oh, one of those. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that's
a little bit of
work
a prude that don't belong being a prude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My girlfriend's like, dance. Like, I'll dance for her and she'll start cracking
Yeah,
up.
right.
Just dance. All right.
Oh, exactly. I said to Esty, because she did the dance up on the she's doing the dance with the Karen Reed song, whatever, up by herself at the State House. I says, I just feel like I need to be there dancing with you. She says, that would make my year. Please come and dance with me. So yesterday, says, if you go to the State House, you better call me because I'm coming up and you're going to show me how you did that dance. And you and I are going to call Mara out and we're going to do the dance together.
There you go. I would like to see you dance with SD.
I would too. I would like to meet her husband, actually. Her husband's very well-to-do, and I guess he's a really nice guy. I mean, somebody they brought it up. I just overheard stuff, but I guess he's a well-renowned surgeon. It's great, and she's a sweetheart, and she's a really nice person. I mean, she's unbelievable.
I'm glad. I was just getting self-conscious. I'm like, did I say her name right? I did. I didn't say it's not Etsy. It's Esty. Esty. I said it right. Esty.
Yeah. Who got all the crap for that?
I think it was Turtle Boy, maybe. I don't know.
Did he say?
I'm not sure.
Was it somebody else and he said it right?
It could have been me because I screw up names a lot. I've gotten better at it, but I've butchered some names.
Yes, it was because it was about about the merch.
Yeah.
That's why it was about the merch. About the Esty, getting the merch off of Esty, and then her name got thrown in it because of that Esty is a company or something.
Yeah, it is a company.
Yeah, that's something.
It's an easy one to screw up. Oh, yeah. Someone said it was Sean. I guess it was Sean.
Well, that's what
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, I thought it was Sean too. You know what I mean?
It was Sean. That's what everyone said. It's not Turtle Boy. It was Sean that screwed it up.
I think that was one of the little. I don't know, battles they had, I think. Was over.
I mean, he called Brian BLT. That was funny. Brian uses it. I love it.
I love it too.
This is the thing, though. like when we say to ignore the trolls,
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes the trolls are the best thing ever because like Young Jelly, I got that from Kevin.
Right.
Like
Love
I
it.
think sometimes we have to laugh and enjoy it and embrace it. Like
Well,
he gave me such a good nickname. I owe
right, in
Kevin.
this-
Young
in this
Jelly
moment.
is like the
right.
yeah.
And like you have
I've had
moments.
so much fun with Young Jelly, and all
Right,
my
you can-
fans do too. They
Yeah,
love.
you don't
Young
have to
Jelly.
use it every day either. You
Yeah.
just you have a conversation and that'll just come out.
Yeah.
You know? So
And the BLT thing was hilarious. So sometimes
yeah,
we just have
you
to.
know how long it took me to figure out what they're talking about? About 2 weeks.
What the Young Jelly?
No, the BLT.
Oh, the BLT. Oh, the
I
BLT.
says to Dennis, Sweeney, I go, who's BLT anyways? He says, it's Brian, LTL. I go, oh, it's okay.
Oh, this is the funniest shit too. Have you seen this? Turtle Boy took on Phelps' persona. Have you seen this? He's got the leather jacket.
I
He's at the
fell for it,
tree.
Mike.
Oh my god! I need him to
fell
get
for it.
frosted tips now. He's got to get the frosted tips.
I fell for it at first. I thought he just was saying, you know what, I got to clean up my act or something. I really.
He's like all serious. He's like
that was phenomenal.
oh
That
my
was
god!
phenomenal.
Whoever came up, I don't know if it was Turtle Boy or Meredith or one of his fans or Richie or whoever suggested that is a genius because that was like I still laugh every time I see that.
Yeah.
It's like oh my god.
But you laugh, but you also, if you take a look at the picture, you go, he looks pretty good. I mean, that looks very professional. You know what I mean?
You know who made a good comment about it was Microdots. He said, looking at these photos, I realize how unpretentious Turtle Boy actually is.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen him in a photo like this, trying to
Yeah.
I don't do photos like that either. Like
I
that,
just
that
love.
Phelps thing.
I
That-
absolutely. I loved them when I saw them. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, can we see the forest behind the trees? Young Jelly.
Young Jelly. A. Timothy Kearney. That's what he's called himself now. A. Timothy.
Oh
Kearney.
yeah, exactly.
M. Joseph Crawford. I'm M. Joseph Crawford now.
Yeah.
Call me M.
I'm not
M.
going to
Joseph
I'm not going to tell you my middle name. I'm not happy.
I know I should have said it. The other trolls are going to be looking up for more info on me. They found out where I live tonight, where I grew up. They found out some of my friends' names. I mean, oh boy, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
I hope they go try to talk to the Pearsons. The Pearsons will probably either beat them up or shoot them, or set one of their raccoon dogs after.
Coonhounds.
You don't come around here no more, boy. We like those Crawfords. They ain't Pearsons, but they ain't bad.
Did you have a big family?
Who, the Pearsons?
You.
No, I mean, average. I got two half sisters and a full brother, so
Yeah.
two different families basically.
I have two younger brothers, and my mother is one of 8, and my grandmother at one time had close to 100, or over 100 grandchildren, great grandchildren, and grandchildren, great grandchildren. She never got to see her great, but we're like 100 people on one side of my family at a cookout.
Someone laughed at the full brother comment that I made. I got a lot of nieces.
I never heard it put
nephews
that way, but that is pretty
full
good.
brother. Well, I mean, I say half sisters, so it's like different parents. That divorced, all that stuff.
I'll be right back.
They're all full
He just
siblings.
wants to
But you
stay
know what I
high.
mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's the name of the doggy?
This is Teddy.
Teddy.
Theodore.
Oh, no way.
Theodore.
I love it. The ears. Oh my God. Look at those
my love.
ears.
He is my love.
Oh, what a baby.
He is 7.
He can hear me too.
Oh, he can. He's listening.
Hi, honey. Hi, Teddy. Hey, Teddy. Dogs love me.
All right.
Oh, yeah. I saw you look at me, Teddy. Yeah, I got some treats. You want some treats?
You can't give him
He's like, where's that voice coming from, Daddy? Oh, how big is he?
He's 35 pounds.
Oh, perfect size.
Yeah, he's too much. He's 5 pounds heavier than
He is cute. That is
He's
a
the
cute
best.
dog.
I flew him home from Virginia.
Oh,
I
is it a
took
rescue?
No.
No,
a
got him
woman
at one
A
breeder.
woman- no, yeah, I got it from a breeder in
Oh,
Ocala,
I don't like
Florida.
I don't like them breed. I'm like anti-breeder.
Well,
I'll probably get some hate mail now.
I researched this woman. She has a farm. She breeds. She doesn't breed them anymore because she kept keeping them all. And she has a horse farm, Ocala, Florida. She moved down from Virginia or something. So she had to come back to Virginia to deliver 2 puppies to 2 other people up that area. So she drove 9 hours from Florida where she was. And I met her at Atlanta airport. What did I say? Not Atlanta. George. What airport was it? Virginia. Whatever, yeah. So I was in Virginia. I met her at the airport. I had literally 15 minutes to meet this woman, give her the money, and get the
dog,
get him in the plane. And I hadn't bought a ticket from because I wasn't going to. And I says, I better buy one. I don't want to get to the gate and have to wait for another flight. But I left at 9 o'clock in the morning from my house in Stoughton, went to the airport, and I come home at 9:30 at night. Guess how many people miss me?
0. Your dog will miss you though.
Oh my God! And that, he fit in my hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, and he's been my baby since. I sleep with him. I sleep in his king size bed. That's how I look at it. You know what? They have short lives. You know what I mean? They don't live like we live.
I know.
Toughest
part.
Yeah. I lost my granddog. She was a Frenchie too, at 9 last May. It just breaks my heart. That's my son and his husband down in Rhode Island. And I hadn't been at his house, a really busy summer, and I went there last Sunday for dinner or something, and they had a little shrine for him. It just, she was my baby. She was his Frenchie, but he worked with me, and she was there all the time. I used to take her home once a week. Then you get in a relationship, and you get married, and all that stuff ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't let Phoebe stay over anymore. We miss her. I get it. You know what I mean? I couldn't let him sleep over anybody's house unless I had to go away somewhere. And that's my problem. I can't. I'm thinking about driving down, go through Tennessee, hit Nashville, go to East Tennessee, because, and then just drive this winter, take 2 months, like between January, February, March. I got to take them with me.
Yeah, I'd say take her with her.
Yeah.
Take them with you. Because there's hotels that will allow you to stay too.
Yeah, and
as long as you don't leave the dog alone.
Well, I can. Yeah, well, you can, but in some hotels you can, but you have to put them in a crate.
Yeah.
So the Perry Hotel that's down in Key West, where I want to end up, will take a dog. I called them already. I was going to fly down there and stay a month, so they gave me this really, really phenomenal rate for a month. And stay with him. And I told him I'd like to get an N unit because I don't know what he's going to do if I, leave him in the room and da. But they didn't have a doggy daycare. They had a dog park. So I want to go one where there's a doggy daycare because I don't want to leave him in the room. Yeah. I don't want to leave him in a strange room. I'm just weird. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm normal. I don't know. But that's how I feel. He's your
baby. I get it. That's why I don't like to go out and travel.
Yeah.
So Please Fast Pepper said, Mike, you woke up Popeye and Brutus when you said treats. What the heck? I'm sorry. I'm going in this is why dogs love me.
Hi, Pepper.
Say the word treats and they instantly love me.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, Please Fast
I love Pepper. She's a sweetheart.
She is.
Yeah.
I hope I didn't wake everyone's dogs up. They're all trying to find a treat now.
At least you were a little quieter. My mother screams over the phone, Teddy. Mom can hear you. Oh my God.
I've never called my dog yet. That's true. That's another one.
No, that's a McAlbert.
It's also, I've never minimized the dog bite either.
No. You know what? Back to the dog bite thing there, right? My father got attacked. And when I saw his arm, John's arm, I said, he got attacked by a dog. Looked just like my father's arm. Mm-hmm. The dog grabbed my father 4 times. 4 times. My father was 6'2", 250. Right? Put him right down.
Yep.
And it wasn't even a police dog.
Yeah.
It was a German Shepherd in an oil man's yard that my father was going to pay a bill for, probably my brother. and he walked in the yard, and the dog just come running at him. And you know what? It's not my father's fault. That dog should have been secured in the yard. That could have been a kid.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been anybody.
It's always the owner's fault on that shit.
It is. You have to put it on them.
You have to be very responsible with the dogs. That they're, and if you don't know, you get a book or you watch some YouTube videos and you figure it out. Like,
well,
or you bring in a professional, a trainer. Like, you know, I've brought in trainers myself. I'm a professional dog person, and even I've brought in trainer.
Yeah.
In the past for my dog. So
I have a neighbor across the street. She has like a Belgian Shepherd or something. I don't even know what. It's fluffy. So they had one when I moved in, and these are neighbors that she's been a complete Tuesday since I met her, and she just hates me because I built a beautiful over $1 million home across the street from her on the pond. I'm blocking her view, all that crap she started with me, and her dog, so that dog died. They got another one just like it, and it was a puppy. And the guy, finally, the dog is adolescent, and he's walking the dog down the street. The dog is ready to go break a leash or pull the guy down. Okay, the guy's probably 5'8", 225 pounds, but he's ready to pull the guy down. Her husband. This guy, I see it going on. He goes after every dog they walk by the house. Okay, he's aggressive. I'm sitting on my front porch, and I hear this dog fight. Well, not really a dog fight. All I heard was this little dog yelping. The dog, a little dog, went in the pen. Now, this dog is secured by a 3-rail fence. No wire, nothing. It's only 3 feet tall. This aggressive dog. I thought that all of a sudden silence, and the woman screaming about the blood.
oh my God.
So I don't see anything going on. I'm like, and I couldn't sleep. It bothered me. So I called the dog officer, which I knew. She's in Florida. She says, I'll pass it over to Easton. So I guess Easton went there to see if everything was all right. The dog ripped the stomach wide open on the dog across the street. They never even brought the dog to the vet. They sold the dog up themselves. The dog is still alive. It was a little dog, right? Now, she owns a daycare. Guess what happened?
Dog got a kid.
No. DSF came to her.
No.
DCF made a visit, did a whole report. Oh well. You know, I don't go for that. You know, I don't go for it. And you know what? Nothing for nothing, but she called the town departments 4 times on me while I was building my house. And I made one call to a dog officer because of something real. And he came over to my house and bitched me out of it. He says, I didn't call DCF. I don't know what you're talking about. He says, I called the dog officer. I want to make sure everything's okay. I'm not going to, you know. So he doesn't talk to me no more. Him and I were getting along great. We went to school in Brockton together, actually. We didn't even know it.
We should be, but maybe they should get control of the dog instead, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I said to him, I says, nothing for nothing, Brian. You walk up the street with this dog. The dog's practically pulling you over. And don't tell me he's not. I have visual. I can see. I'm not blind. I see it. I says, you want to see the video? I pointed my cameras in my house. I could show you. I said, the people next door, your dog and them attacked each other. Kept attacking the dog next door. You know, just, whatever. Where were we?
I don't know. We were talking about everything.
I know.
We're talking about everything but the ducks.
Honest to
We
God.
gotta get back to the ducks.
Yeah. So no
Well,
more
you
ducks. So there's not going to be any more ducks for now.
No
I
more
think-
ducks? Are you done with the ducks?
Yeah, I'm done with it all, actually. And I'm just not because of this stuff. I made my point, right? I got my message out. I fought for my message and our rights, and I'm staying with it. Anything else comes up with this, I'm in there.
Excellent.
I told Tim, I says, I'm there. I said, I'm fighting this fight. Nobody's taking our rights away. Nobody's taking our First Amendment right away. That's the one that kills me more than anything. You know, people trying to shut people up. And,
Yeah.
and of course, that's what I got the phone call this morning to shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, I didn't shut up. I told them.
That's it. That's exactly what you do.
I'm not.
And that's a problem with having a YouTube channel too. It's like everyone tries to shut you up. Everybody and their mother.
Yeah.
I don't think people quite understand why some of us get so fed up when we're told what to do on, because it's like if you had 100 people every day trying to tell you what to do or say or email you and threaten you, and after a while it's like, what?
I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunately the old saying is some people just don't like to hear the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or other people's
And sometimes
opinions.
it's something so stupid too. You say like you said, you weren't even trying to. This happens to me a lot. I'll say something that is just like not even. It's not, doesn't even matter. Like it's like,
Right.
and sometimes it's not even what I meant to say. And
Exactly.
like you said, you weren't trying to bash on Kevin Reddington that day, and here he
No.
is screaming at you.
I was just talking about his clients he's had over the years,
Yeah.
and the one he currently has, the one we had just mentioned.
I can't believe someone like that, an attorney, a criminal
I'm not
defense
blown.
attorney who
To
does
be honest
murder
with you,
cases,
well, I
is
guess
calling you. It's
yeah,
weird.
I mean,
it's
maybe
very
because
weird.
maybe because he knows me, he called me. You know what I mean? If he didn't know me, maybe he wouldn't have called me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it was some other random person, he may never called him, but he knows me. You know what I mean? But the way I look at it, if he said anything to me, I would start a conversation, not a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, fights go nowhere. Deaths end at the end of fights. We know it by war. Simple. Deaths. People die from fights.
Yep.
You got to stop fighting and start getting along. We don't have to think alike. We don't have to look alike, right? Not at all. We can have
laughter together. That's what I like. If we can laugh together, we're going to be friends.
Mike, I'm all about laughing. I say to the girls in my breakfast joint every single morning, I go every day, right? Even if I don't care what the weather is. Like I left court and went to breakfast afterwards, and I didn't even go home and change. So, I say them every day. If I can't make somebody laugh at this bar here every morning, I didn't do my job. Every day, it's something. I bought a little box like this, and it meows every 5 minutes.
I would drive me nuts. I would probably smash that thing.
You want to ask? I go in the service area where all the coffee and everything is, and I find the USB in the computer. The restaurant. The next day I go in, is this yours?
Mr. Schiffer, is this yours?
They know who it is.
They know who it is. They're waiting for you.
Every 5 minutes it would meow really loud.
Oh,
I had it downstairs. He was going like.
If I ever have a meow going, I'm gonna know Rich got into my place. It's Rich. Yeah. Rich did it.
I don't know. It's just crazy. I just like to laugh. And I think my laughter is to cover up, traumas in my life. I mean, I'm not, null of it, so I think that the laughter and my outspokenness is kind of covers it up, to be honest with you. And it helps me get through, I have 8 grandchildren, are absolutely gorgeous, and 5 very handsome boys, 4 very handsome boys, and an absolute beautiful daughter. I'm very blessed. What I don't have is the relationships I want with them, and that's what bothers me. And this thing, me getting involved in this, some of them didn't understand. The one that understood the most is my daughter and my baby. She's my baby. She's 30. And she, after I explained to her what it was about, she totally got it because she's like me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the son that disappoints me the most is my son that's the most successful, that has the majority of my grandchildren that are absolutely stunning. Instead of calling me up and asking me, Dad, what's going on? Because I didn't tell anybody anything. Like I said, even my kids didn't know anything. Even I got the charges, I didn't tell them. But they all got it, because nothing's secret anymore. And instead of calling me up and say, Dad, what's going on with you? Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. That's what I do to my father, right? And he just texts me, take all my children's pictures off your social media. Oh. That's all he said to me.
Yeah.
He didn't give a
I
shit.
mean,
I understood it. I understand
Yeah.
what he wanted, Mike.
mm,
That wasn't the issue.
yeah,
That's a very
I
simple
get it.
thing to do.
He wasn't checking in on you. I get it.
Your request is not unreasonable.
Yeah.
It's not unreasonable. It's very reasonable, and I understand. But you don't just text me that.
Yeah.
You call me up as
Say, how you doing, Dad? What's going on? Yeah, I get it.
I just got this. I just got the wind about what's going on. What's going on with you? Are you safe? You okay? Anything like that. Anything to make me feel like you cared about me.
Yeah.
And I understand his kids come first, and I got that.
Yeah.
I had 5 kids. I know, but you know what? I'm still your father, and you're disrespectful the way you went at it. And my other kids, my son in Rhode Island gets what I mean by that. He don't get why I get involved, but he's understanding it more and more. True.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I says, and he lives a alternate lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the shit that comes his way, I don't know any of it. I don't know. And you never know because they're not flamboyant at all.
Yeah. Right.
They live together like 2 roommates. They're very neat. I'm so proud of him. He's 34 years old, right? And he just bought a brand new $100,000 BMW.
Nice.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. I don't even give a shit if I drive a piece of crap for the rest of my life. I'm just happy you got a new BMW. Yeah. And I mean it. I had tears in my eyes, you know? And I'm like, and he bought it brand new. He ordered it, and it's gorgeous. And I'm so happy for him. He works in the financial field, and his husband works in the colleges down in Rhode Island.
Very nice.
He was an RA for a while, but then the college that he's working in, all the administrators love him. Like literally, they'll give him the world.
Yeah.
So they started a program for some adult education, let him run it.
Good.
And he runs it from home.
Good. Yeah. Hopefully your family, gets some closure on it, seeing that the serious charges were dropped, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping that. I mean, she's my son's wife, the one that said that to me and all that. She's probably watching this right now. So I just gotta watch what I say. But
I've been here, Rich.
I'll just say busybody, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. Like, so many of us have similar situations going on.
Yeah,
like I'm always worried about my fam too. Like, because so this is not uncommon, Rich. Like a lot of people are going through very similar situations. Trust me on that. I got lectured the other night at dinner from one of the from what I'm not gonna say who.
It's okay, it doesn't. But you got a lecture.
You gotta be careful. We got kids. All that stuff. It's just.
Well, you know what? Mike, all you have to do is watch TV or go on the internet.
Yeah.
They're learning more than we know.
Yeah.
You know as well as I do, if you're paying attention, and I know you are. These girls, young girls and young boys and girls are doing things we were lucky if we got to 18.
Yeah.
We were chasing it to get to 18 and 20 so we could start having that type of fun. Today, they're just
I know.
There's
bigger things to worry about than what we're doing. Like, honestly.
Exactly, Mike. Yeah. That's my
that's
point.
What I kept trying to say.
You go
Don't
on
worry
TikTok.
about me. I'm not afraid. I said at one point, I hope they show up. I hope they show up to my house, and they all looked at me and they're like,
well, I say the same thing
because it's true. It's like these are just idiots on the internet. Don't worry about it.
Exactly. I see.
If they had the balls to show up, I wish they did.
That's the problem. They don't have no balls.
Yeah, none of these people do. They're all. Everyone's a cupcake out there.
Everybody's
someone said Mike grew up in the 80s or something. No, it was more like the 70s. Like the 70s. I mean, you remember the 70s? We had no internet, no cell phones.
How about the early 60s?
One TV in the house.
Black and white TV in the 60s.
Yeah.
I watched
With-
Kennedy get shot on a black and white TV.
Do
4 years old.
kids still do hand-me-downs when you? My brother must have
No,
bought everything I had.
No,
Yeah.
nobody gets hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Them clothes go to St. Vincent de Paul or somebody else. You know what I mean? Which
Different
is okay. Which is okay. But you know what? There's no showing any value to your child.
Yeah.
It's just like I have socks in my drawer, and I got holes in the bottom of them, right, on the heels. So I'll just throw it away and I'll grab another one, right? Well, my grandmother would be killing me right now because she'd be sewing them together.
That's it. I have a trouble letting go. My girlfriend says a lot. Get rid of those socks. They have holes in them. Yeah, but I can wear them another week. I'm so cheap.
I can't. Well, I'm not cheap.
That's how I grew up. I mean, I'm getting better about it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I
have that scarcity mindset. Like I'm gonna run out,
Yeah, I don't. I'm glad that I don't feel that way anymore. But I mean, I was raising 4 kids, and I was working for my father, and I couldn't convince my father that I need X amount of dollars to live. So I had to deal with that, and then he decided to sell the business to me, and my whole life changed, including the divorce papers. So because now I get half of a bigger piece.
There you go.
You know what?
Duck King, and
It's a cup of soup to me now.
It's a cup of soup. We've been going for a while. What are your final thoughts tonight, I guess, on all of the stuff that you've gone through?
8:30.
What is it?
I said it's 8:25.
I know it's late.
I feel great. I feel good about it. I feel good about the way I pulled myself into this and my stance, and all the support is I'm choked up, Mike. I see these people and I don't know what to do. I just go hug them all. Yeah, I mean, you see me yesterday. I just went and hugged them all. Everybody, every one of them. You know what I mean? And I walk with Tommy, and I have my arm around Tommy because I just told me, you'll be here every day, buddy. Don't take no crap. Don't take no crap. And I got your back, buddy. This is just, because he's been ridiculed and brutalized and pushed around. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Listen, he's who he is. Leave him alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Leave him alone. And you know what? He doesn't call. He doesn't. I mean, he does. He has said some things he could have got punched in the face for, I suppose, but he's not. He's not on it 100%. Do you know what I mean?
Because he's not aggressive.
No,
he's
not
a nice guy. You can talk to him.
You can. And I had my arm around him and we're walking back to my truck, and he says, "We're on film." I said, "I don't care. I'll just kiss you and tell you I love you right now, right on film. I don't care." So.
Is there anyone else like Tom Derosha, or anyone else that you wanted to shout out that's been there for you, standing out, supporting you through this?
Everybody has. So I don't have enough. I don't have everybody's name, but I'm going to tell you, when I went to the Star thing the other night, and I wasn't going to go.
Start driving.
As soon as the dark comes down, I'm like, I don't want to leave my house.
Yeah.
I think you understand that, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I went, I took my dog, I got him in his Canada Pooch jacket. He looked cute as hell, right? And so I took him down, and he was a star, and everybody's patting me on the back. Everybody's hugging me, and they all know who I am. I don't know who anybody is. You know what I mean? They all rich, and I brought a whole bunch of big box of box ducks and my shirts, and I gave a few away. I sold a few, and it just whatever. And it just all these people. How can I thank all of them, Mike? You know what I mean? And you putting out all this content on me. I truly thank you, and I love you for it. And you have, it's to benefit all of us. It's not there's no selfish act here. And that's the thing with my kid. If I made a selfish act, it'd be different. Like if I robbed the bank.
Yeah.
That's a selfish act.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I didn't rob. I'm fighting for, you don't understand. I'm fighting
I do. I get that.
Escape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the key. That is the key. And
it's,
it's like when we give, we receive.
Yeah.
So
he builds $14 million homes, Mike. That's what he builds. He builds anything from $8 million to $14 million homes. He's very successful, and he's very good at it. but he's not too bright in a lot of other stuff, which gets you through life.
Well, maybe he'll come around.
I hope so. I think so. He's not that. I don't think it's gonna be forever with him. It's just his co-pilot is the problem. I think so.
Yeah.
So,
Well, maybe she'll come around too. You give her some,
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta talk.
I hope so for you, Rich. I hope so, because I can tell it affects you.
Listen, I'm here for you guys with this, and I'm gonna still be around when this is all over. I can't wait till we can actually everybody can have a big bash after this Karen thing's over.
Oh, I can't wait till it's over.
Yeah, I mean
April 1st now.
I'm glad they moved it away. I mean, I don't know.
Gives them more time.
When I say move it up, it feels like they're moving it towards me, but I say move it away.
Yeah,
because it's further away, right?
Yep.
But people could say move it up. I don't get that. Whatever. So I think it's a good thing they did, because that gives it more chance to be a motion to just end it all. There's a lot of things that could happen, as we know. There's so many different sticks in the fire in every direction. DOJ.
Exactly. We don't know what's going to come out.
We don't know what's going to happen next. Whatever happens next could definitely settle the Karen Reed case.
Right.
And be over with. We just don't know. But I'm seeing that they're not, some of the emotions I'm seeing it not so biased. Did you notice that, or am I just reading it wrong? Is the judge being as biased on the emotions that they were set in place with the defense and the prosecution?
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't read too much into it. I think that the prosecution is just trying to do everything they can. So I think the judge is just not siding with them on everything, because they're throwing everything at the wall. You know what I mean?
Well, the stupidest thing, this is what drives me crazy. We get an attorney here, right? I mean, that they put in place, okay? I mean, he's got to have some indication what this is. He knows the truth too. It's just like everybody else knows the truth. The thing is he's asking now for all the backup, basically, from ACCA, whatever that those two people, the two from the feds, guys. Right? Well, they don't. The defense doesn't have that, buddy.
Yeah,
that didn't come from the defense. That came from somewhere else. Now, hopefully, this time that somewhere else is going to be talked about.
I hope so.
I mean,
they have to do a better job than they did last time. Clearly.
It's too bad we didn't have a decent judge, because they could settle because where are they going to get a jury? They're going to go where they're going to go to Venezuela to get them?
Norfolk County again. It's going to be the same.
Exactly.
Yes, it's going to be.
I just don't know how anybody can not know the story.
I think it's so funny that it's April Fool's. It's almost like it jokes on you, everybody, because we're probably not going to even have a retrial. Watch. I just have that feeling, but you never know. We'll see.
I feel the same exact way, Mike. I feel the same exact way. I feel like it's not going to happen.
I feel like that too, but the Commonwealth is gearing up. They are planning to do it. So that's just because we feel that way, that's not how they feel. But you never know. I just have a hunch too.
Did I think this Sandra Birchmore was so big? No. I thought it was an isolated situation between a boyfriend, a guy's married, gets his girlfriend pregnant, doesn't want that around, wants to make his marital life work, I guess. And the only way to take care of it is do what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yep. And that's all I knew. And I knew they were from Stoughton. And I knew that Donna Mack was on it. I knew all that stuff. We don't talk. Her and I don't talk because I don't want to talk with her. We're acquaintances. We know each other. I know her whole family. I knew her when she was a beat cop.
Yes.
She's awesome. And I have nothing but respect for her. So, and
I want to ask you one more final question tonight, because this is Tim Bradle. I know at least his second win on the witness intimidation statutes. Tony Raymond from Everett won earlier this year. Tim Bradle represented him. You're like the second one, I believe, that I know of. There might have been more, but
I would be six.
Six? There was six, because there were other people he represented too, right? Okay.
And he wasn't counting on his thing.
So he's beat six different
No,
people.
he didn't. I don't think it was him that beat the 6.
Okay.
But I'm the 6th being charged with the same thing.
Okay.
That's been not thrown out of court.
That's been swept out of court.
That's what he told me.
What do you think about his representation in terms of
I'm going to tell you, like I said, I felt like I was on a campfire in the courtroom with him. Honest to God.
When you say campfire, why would you say campfire? People that may not understand what you mean.
It felt casual. It felt like it wasn't like so. I felt worse going in for a speeding ticket. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew. I mean, I walked in there confident. I'm confident anyways in this situation. You know, I'm looking at Tim down there with the camera going, you know what I mean? And, you know, I felt good. Bradel's phenomenal. I am so blessed and thankful that I use him. I mean, I used him and I'm using him. I am, you know, and I had a great attorney. Jack's phenomenal. He would have ate this up, but it didn't make sense because there's some funding. You know, I don't think I'm short, but if I'm short, there's some Turtle Boy put some funding out. He has a fund for this. So if I get a couple bucks out of that, I'm fine. I expected this to cost me money as soon as I got the
charges.
These things.
Yeah.
You know, and I says, I'll put this X amount of money on the side and act like I don't have it anymore. And I'm okay. You know what I mean? So
Now, how good did you feel coming out of court yesterday? You must have felt pretty damn good.
Well, like I said earlier, is I walked out and the first thing I said, Colin did it to everybody. And then they said, so you got to go back. And I got to, and you see me on film with Tommy got me, I'm rolling I'm going like this down the railing and say, I got to go back for the littering. And then Tim came out and he did all the talking. I don't know what to say, Mike. When I'm in that situation, I have no idea what to say. I can go on with it. I could talk to you about 327 Chevy engines right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's switch a conversation to
or
like
dogs that. Or dogs. You find
I mean, that's just how I am. You know, I can go on from one conversation to the other. I go, you know how many times I've been to Key West? I usually go twice a year since 91, right? I first experienced it in 83, but 91, I've been going once to twice a year, right? After I get divorced, I says, I'm not going to, and I go with her. So I said, I'm not going to make that place a bad place. I'm going to make it a good place. You know, some bad memory place. You know what I mean? So I started going by myself. Best thing I ever did. I just love going by myself. I meet more people. I sit next to a guy in the HVAC business in Ohio or something, right? And we talk all night like this. You know what I mean? And we're best friends. I have a friend of mine texts me once a week. When are you moving to Kentucky? When are you moving to Kentucky? Because you don't belong in Massachusetts. You're tired.
I am. I'm yawning. I'm yawning.
Yeah. We can wrap
you can
it
tell
up.
I walked a lot of dogs today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm too tired.
Yeah, I have a dog walker 5 days a week.
You do?
Yeah. She's
how many?
Go ahead.
How long? Half-hour walk? What is it?
I think it's 20 minutes. $15. Her
you're
husband,
getting a deal. You better treat them well.
She's my friend. She's a doll. Her husband.
Give her a tip. Give her a good tip.
You know what I do? She loves bullseyes. You know what I'm talking about, right? The cream-filled caramels.
Oh, yeah.
I bought 2 pounds of them. I put them in a bowl in the middle of my kitchen table. And she texts me. I'm like, who are you?
You're messing with her.
She goes to me, I might as well start taping them to my butt. But her husband's a Quincy police officer. Great guy. Cool. Great guy. Nice. Awesome guy. He deals with the young kids and stuff. He's awesome. He's awesome. I asked him if he knew Renee's husband, Renee Rose. The thing that happened, she got, I don't know, you probably didn't see it. So it's one of the standouts down in Plymouth. Her husband he's a cop over there, and he abusive to his 13 or 14-year-old daughter. Mm. And when went to court, Peter was there with her. But
I didn't know about that.
Peter likes to chase all the young ladies, don't you, Pete?
You're gonna get him in trouble. You're blowing up his spot.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people
You're
are trolling
busting
my
balls here. Is Peter still here? Peter, you want to come up and bust his balls back? Let me know.
Yeah, you remember Pete?
Peter's a good man.
Pete is a phenomenal guy. I met him. She knew my dad, and I says, that was when I just started selling fence too, early '80s. And I went down to his house, measured for a job, and I never forget it. I busted his tail about it the other day at wherever we were at court. And I says, "Yeah, I know Peter since like in the early '80s. I went down and measured a job and gave him a price he didn't like, so he called my father."
What did your father do? Give him a deal or not?
Yeah, of course he did.
He did.
Yeah, but Pete, I'm not that stupid. I knew you were going to do that.
That's a good. You do it. Oh, that's hilarious. Awesome.
Okay,
You got one over on Peter.
I love Peter.
Peter thought he was pulling a fast one, but you already knew it. You were ahead
I
of
already
him.
knew it.
You probably jacked up the price a little more. I know what you did.
What do you think I meant?
Oh, yeah. You're like, this guy's going to try to put the screw to me, so I'm going to screw him right from the beginning.
I just got what I was supposed to get for the job. That's all.
Yeah, I know about you guys.
There's a lot on.
He thought he got it. Pete, you didn't get a deal, Peter.
No, I gave Peter the price I charge everybody. That's what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's a friend of my father's and he's a cop.
Knew he'd get a discount.
He'd probably let my father go home after he had a few highballs one night. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. I didn't care. And as a matter of fact, right before I stopped installing 3 years ago, I had just fixed the fence at that house because it got hit by a tree. A tree fell on it. I don't know. I told him.
You must love the storms then. Storms must be good for your business.
Well, I used to like them, but it got to a point where I don't want to sound like I got to a point where I pick and choose who I want to work for in the jobs I wanted.
Oh, I get it. Believe me.
I had to, Mike, because if I didn't, I'm going to lose control.
Yeah, you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I lose control. I was the only salesman. Yeah. I was running 3 crews.
Yeah.
My father's on his way out of the business. He's tired.
Yep.
I'm trying to run 3 crews, sell the work. I work till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Isn't
it funny how the customer never realizes that? Because in the dog business, it's like that too. Like I think a lot of the times we'll go meet a new customer or whatever. They think like they're interviewing us. No, we're interviewing you. We're deciding if we actually want to work for you. Like that's what it turned into. A lot of times it's like no soup for you. You know that guy they call the soup guy on Seinfeld.
When I say Nazi, soup Nazi.
Yeah, no dog walk for you.
No dog walk for you. No fence for you.
No
fence for you.
You gotta, So
let me tell you,
not just judging the customer, judging their dog too. Like, do I really want to walk this dog?
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You got to be careful with that too, especially if you're walking peers or something.
Because especially with me, I get attached to every single dog I walk. So
yeah, do you walk them singularly or do you walk a few at a time?
It depends. Depends on where, when, what kind of dog.
He either walks by himself with her. I think he either walks by himself or Rosie, her Shih Tzu, and Rosie comes in the house and kisses him.
Oh,
it's the funniest thing, Mike. She comes in the house and she goes up to his nose and looks.
Oh, I love it.
She's the cutest thing in the world. I just want to, squeeze her up. I just love her to death.
I love dogs.
So just tell you a quick story, then we'll wrap it up. It's a fence story. So right near Sean on the Gauss house in Canton, the street beside him, 4 doors down, guy looks like he looked like Bill Gates. Okay, the guy's son looks like Bill Gates. The guy's daughter-in-law is Asian. I'm thinking I'm dealing with a Bill Gates here now. Joking. So he not say nothing. He just gets in his little. It's just a nerd, He gets his little man purse and gets in his car and drives off to wherever the hell he's going, probably wherever. And the wife's the little Chinese Asian wife an Asian mother-in-law in the yard with about 4 or 5 Asian kids. So we got a fenced yard for the kids. The grandfather's paying for it. That's the guy I met at the house. He was meeting me at the house. He's from Westwood. And he's going to pay for the fence. His son had nothing. I had nothing to do with his son or daughter-in-law. It was him. He starts talking to me, Mike. He's a surgeon, okay? Gastro surgeon. I get that out of him, right? He starts talking to me, and I'm like, oh my God, here's one I don't want. How am I going to do this? Because the first thing he says, you'll stand by everything until, I take a final inspection of the fence and make sure everything's right before I pay you the balance, right? I says, of course. So I don't operate any other way. That's the way I operate. So it's no big deal. And he started some other stuff. And I says, you know what I got to tell you, sir? I think I'm not going to take this job. I don't think we're a good match. I don't think we're a really good match. I insulted him. I thought he was going to cry. Guy's 80 years old. I insulted him. I didn't mean to insult him. I told him, I said, I really didn't mean to insult you, but you have a little different thought process than I do, how things go in my business, because I've been doing this a long time. Basically, he's telling me how I'm going to run my business.
That's it. That's what kills me, is when people tell you how like they expect, like, this is the way it's going to be done. It's like, no, you want to hire me, like. Yeah. Right. And
you hire me because I've been in business 55 years and I'm solid. I've never bounced a check ever. My father never bounced a check in our business ever. 57 years, 58 years in business. Okay. I don't operate in a scummy way. I get what I get. If you can't afford it, I get that too. It's like Brian Albert's house. I went and measured his job 20 years ago. Nicest guy in the world. I tell you, he was phenomenal with me. Nice guy, gave me a hug, high five, whatever. Everything was good. But he's just not right upstairs. Anyways, I rented the job. The next day, he called me. He showed me a layout. I counted it, and I just gave him a number. I said, if you want to do it, I'll write it up. Calls me the next day, like 10 o'clock in the morning. Rich, this is Brian. He says, hey, Brian, how you doing? He says, I'm gonna go with another guy. It's a friend of a friend. He did my brother's house and da-da-da. I says, okay, that's fine, Brian. It's all cool. I'm good with that. I don't lose my shit over that crap. I understand. I get it. I've been in that same position. One's the other. You know what I mean? I'm sure I've been in many decision.
Yeah.
Right. So he says, just hold on to my phone number. If you ever need anything, call me. And then I went to get my LTC, and I used Brian, and I used another cop in Easton. I put them as he said if I needed something, and that was the end of it. I mean, I got my license in Stoughton, no problem, But I don't know. But that's it for fence stories. Okay, and I'm done with duck stories for now. Unless something else comes up with duck stories, I'd be glad to come on and talk again. If maybe another subject we could talk about.
God,
if you know.
Yeah, duck bless you.
Duck bless you too.
Quack, quack.
Awesome, Mike.
Thank you so much, Rich. The night. Duck King. Let's give it to him. Thank you so much for being here tonight, Duck. Congratulations. And best wishes for you going forward. Thank you so much, Rich, for everything you've done.
I totally appreciate it. And everybody out there, thank you for everything. Every single thing. Just a hello or good luck, whatever it may be. I so appreciate every single one of you and love you. And I've made a whole bunch of new friends, and I consider them friends because of the way they react, not the way what comes out of their mouth.
And thank you, God, you stood strong and beat this. And like I said, you're a hero to me.
Thank you. I don't feel like a hero, but thank you.
This law needs a change. I mean, after what you did today, or yesterday, today a state rep is talking about a bill.
Yes, I heard that.
So I mean, that makes a huge difference. And
I
think
somebody's listening.
Yeah,
somebody's listening.
And everyone out there, what you can do. If you're a Massachusetts resident, even if you're not,
Yeah.
Start hitting up these state reps in Massachusetts and state senators and the governor and the AG and say, hey, we need to change this law. We need, so.
Well, did you read the letter Sean sent? Well, it supposedly was sent to President Trump.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, Brawls was involved in it too. Brawls, but what's his name?
Jason.
Jason was on podcast last night. I forget who he was with. He wasn't. I thought it was Nurse Kim, but it wasn't. I don't know who he was with last night. I forget. But he was talking about. He wrote the letter. I got a copy.
I think you're talking about about Levy.
Yeah, about keeping Levy. Yeah.
I don't even think it makes much of a difference, honestly.
I don't think it's going to make much of a difference either. But I mean, it's hard to bring somebody else in unless they're right up to speed. Like anything, it's like anything.
But he's already got they already have people like. Levy's not handling day to day on this. You know what I mean? He's got somebody already taking care of it. If Levy's gone, that guy's still going to take care of, or lady,
Yeah, true.
So I'm not worried about that. I'm not. What I want to see is people. We got to change this law.
We wanted him. Well, I think the letter led on to the fact. Take a look at what's going on up here.
Yeah.
So
hopefully he keeps him, but even if he doesn't, I think we'll be fine.
I think we're going to be fine. I don't know how you feel about Tom Homan, but I like him, so that's irrelevant.
I don't even know.
Yeah, he took over the not Homan. I don't know what he did. He took over what's his name job. The guy McGorkis, the guy that didn't do anything at the border. I'll call him that.
I don't follow that stuff. I don't really care.
It's
not Karen Reed. I'm not following it.
Yeah, I'm good. Listen, I have all different things on my phone. My Facebook page is different than other people's, as we know. Everybody has a different Facebook page. You have different groups that they watch. Different news feeds come up on their phone. That's how I find out that stuff. And because I'm part of the Republican Committee in Stoughton. I know I don't seem that way, but I am. And so, I get all the stuff from them constantly, which drives me crazy, to be quite frank with you. Much.
That's why I don't watch it. I don't want to be driven crazy.
No. Well, I was that way until Karen Reed. I was watching crazy.
Karen Reed's enough for my life. I want to thank you again, Rich. Thank you so much for being here tonight. You have a great night.
Thanks a lot, pal. I'm going to go eat my meatball sub.
Yes. That's the Duck King. He's going to eat his meatball sub. Thank you so much, Rich Schiffer, for being here tonight.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good night. I'm sorry to cut him off there. I just want to thank everyone who's been watching tonight and the super chats especially. Thank you so much. We had some new memberships. Did I miss any? I got rid of a couple people in the chat tonight. Hey. All right, here's one. Carrie sent $20. She said, great show. Keep up the great work. That was actually last night. That was on the Cash App. Thank you so much, Carrie. I'm glad I got that in there. And I think that's it, hopefully. Of course, I'm always on the wrong one. Just so annoying. I did get one tonight. I got a Venmo from Barbara. Barbara sent $10 as a gift. Thank you so much, Barbara M. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Like I said, in the chat tonight, I don't come to be made sport of. I love free speech. You can have free speech on your own platform, but if you're picking on me, yeah, I might hit the button. I don't have to subject myself to it. I saw someone on there, and I saw her catty comments on Facebook, and then she made the same comment tonight in my feed. And I said, you know what? You can go to your little Facebook group and you can make those little comments, but I don't need to read it on my show when I'm with Rich having a great time. So hopefully I don't get her or who, I know who it is. I hope they're not texting me later or messaging me. Please let me back in. I'm not going to show up at your house and be rude. I love it though, because they do. It's so funny when they'll say, this happens so often. They'll say the rude shit in your chat. You give them a little block, and then the next day they're like, I didn't do anything. What? Hey, should have thought twice about it. Yeah, that is good for me. See, it's one thing. It's, on the trolls, it's obvious, but it's the ones that really, like, it's the ones that they act like they're your friend. It's like, you're not really my friend. You're a backstabber. Clutching pearls. I want to thank Nurse Kim for the pearls tonight. I clutched them a couple times with Rich. I don't know if you noticed. It is usually the same people. Sometimes it's people you don't suspect. You're like, oh, I see what's going on. Yeah, be kind. And it's funny, too. It's like, you want to be a critic, but you watch every fucking show. So who's actually winning here? You know what I mean? It's funny how these people pick up on things and they poke. Rich was great tonight. He was fun. Yeah, I'm clutching pearls. I was clutching pearls a couple times. It's my little safety mechanism now from Nurse Kim. I gave another one a timeout. I can't even remember why I gave them a timeout tonight. They said something too. I just, usually I let my mods handle it, all that stuff. I don't even get involved. But tonight I saw a couple comments. I was like, you know what? I'm not taking shit tonight. Boom, boom. I love this Howie Carr quote. I didn't come here to be made sport of. They need to smoke something and lighten up. Em said, did you? Yeah, I did. I did. I did. Yeah, this is it too. I'll just give you a hint. These aren't actual real pearls. You laughed a lot tonight. I hope people did. We got a little off track, but I think it was fine. Rich is not used to being interviewed, Let him tell some stories. He's fun. I looked at the clock and I was like, holy shit, we're 2 hours in. It seems like I've only been talking to this guy for like 20 minutes. So like time went by quickly. Because Rich is easy to talk to. And you can pretty much talk to him about anything. He's a good guy. And I think that was really the point of the show, is just tonight. Just let Rich be himself. Let him have his couple hours. This is his moment. He stood up. He stood strong. He's still, like he said, he's still facing some crap for the littering. And what was good tonight is Rich got to talk about his family stuff. You could kind of feel what's going on with his family. A lot of us deal with that shit. That's another thing why, if you're a spectator on this and you're always picking sides and going after people, especially on this Karen Reed stuff, you have to consider how much people have put up on this. And there are some people who are very vocal about it, and they'll remind you how much they've sacrificed. But if you're into the pissing contest, the comparing on who sacrificed more, a lot of us are talking about it. Rich talked about some things tonight that a lot of us, not just Canton residents, And let me just say, I've never said this on the show. I have relatives from Canton. All right. So I'll just say that. I've never talked about that, have I? So there's a lot more going on with people that people don't see, that we don't always advertise for obvious reasons, right? So I think people need to be a little nicer to everybody. Like, there's obviously been some drama going on with Jen and all that other crap. I don't want to pile on Jen. She said some shitty things about me, though. Said some shitty things about BLT and Turtle Boy. She keeps going. She's obviously having some issues. I still feel bad for her. But I also am sick and tired of people pretending that their sacrifice is more important than anyone else's. There's a lot of us that have sacrificed. We're just not dumping it. We're not talking about it every day. So I hope everyone enjoyed tonight. I gotta go. I gotta go see my doggy. I gotta take my doggy out. And I heard there's a guy, Timothy Carney. He's a very serious guy. He likes to pose in the woods with his leather jacket. He's gonna be up at 9 p.m. and I'm kind of interested in seeing what he's got going on tonight. So hopefully people check that out. I want to thank everyone for the super chats tonight. Joseph Kane, thank you so much. One love, my brother and sisters. Namaste. Hope I said that right. Yeah, I'm gonna come watch Turtle Boy. Believe me. Candy Cane. Now I'm into Candy Cane's from Amesbrook, as I call it. I lived in Amesbrook for a short time. Yeah, I don't know if you know the fine estates up in the Carriage Hill Estates up there. It's like one of the near the high school, but one of the like worst condo complexes where the cops would be out every night for the domestic disturbance. That's where I lived when I was first like 20. You still have your parents' home address, but you're living in your first apartment type deal. 21 actually. I was graduated. You owned a house in Amesbury. It's a nice place. I like Amesbury. Very nice. Salisbury Beach. I've spent a lot of times at Salisbury Beach. I love the beach pizza. Tripoli's, Christie's. Thank you so much, Kate. Don't believe the florist when the roses are free. Yeah, I gotta go. Timothy Kearney's on. Back in Beverly. I know that area. That's where I was born, actually. I gotta go. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon. Not sure when. Again, I want to thank everyone for the super chats. I really appreciate it. I want to thank for the new memberships that came in tonight. Oh, there was a question I want to answer about the feds at Worcester. Do I think someone asked? Let me get this question up. Hold on one second. Here it is. Mike, do you think the Worcester FBI investigation has to do with Enrique Delgado Garcia? I know New Braintree is part of Worcester County. No, not at all. I don't think that has anything to do. The Worcester City Police are not connected to that training facility. So, no, not at all. I think it's sad, the Enrique thing. They're not covering it at all. There's no Mass State Police. What are they doing? What's the rest of the media doing? The first story we've seen in a while came up today because LTL bought that billboard. It seemed like some of the media did pick up on the LTL billboard that he bought for Enrique, which was awesome. But really, the media and the state police want us all to forget that even happened. I want to thank the Petty Paralegal. She gifted 10 Young Jerks memberships. Congratulations to all the new members tonight that YouTube selected. Thank you so much. Thank you, Glamour Suze. Thank you, Love is a 4-letter word. Masters of Criminology. Wanda D. Thomas Anonymous. No, I gotta say that's right. Thomas Autonomous Anonymous. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, good us citizen or good U.S. citizen. Thank you, Cynthia, 1880. I had a lot of super chats. Thank you so much tonight. Romy, Tess, Laura. I think I got them all on the stream tonight. Jimmy, Marsha. Thank you, Walter. Thank you, Loud Mouse. Thank you to the Goodmans. Thank you so much. All right, I'm going to go watch Timothy Carney. Excuse me. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon. Bye. Thank you to our moderators. Thanks, MJ, Jen, Stephanie, and Scott McGinnis. We'll see you next